Good morning and welcome to the 2025 Hudson Relays, presented by Media Vision. I'm Alex Gould, with you for the 7th year announcing. Glad to be with you once again. Beside me, standout senior Alex Flores. Alex, this is your first year announcing. How you feeling?
Good morning, everybody. It is fantastic to be here with you. I am feeling excited. I am feeling ready for this race to get started. So you can see the multiple teams we have here today with us go at it. This amazing tradition that Case Western has for us. And Alex, you want to talk more about it?
Yeah, I'm ready. Once again, this is history, right? This is the longest program tradition in the history of Case Western Reserve University. Started in 1910. This is race 116. Broadcast number 9, may I add. So we're getting to almost the decade mark here of the broadcast. You know, time flies. You blink, and you're 7 years in if you're me, I guess, right? We talked about this. He was like, you've been doing this for 7 years, and you're only 24 years old, Alex? Come on.
It's experience here. Experience. You all are lucky to have him.
Oh, no, not at all, not at all. But let's run through a little bit about the race itself here. So it's going to be 5 laps, total of 24.5 miles. It was a 26-mile race, and it's essentially deemed to be a 26-mile race due out of tradition, but it was actually changed in 2003 to run through North Residential Village. So the route's only 24.5 miles. What we're going to be looking at today is starting at the Rock near Adelbert Hall on the South Quad. A lot of the shots you're seeing now are on that South Quad. From there, they're going to go to Fribley, next to the bottom of the Elephant Stairs, then go in front of Carlton Commons, go to the top of Edge Hill at Overlook. Then the runners will be going to the Art Studio, then to the corner of Euclid and Adelbert in front of Severance Hall, moving all along to Peter B. Lewis Building, to the North Residential Village, all the way around to the Mather Quad, and then the last leg of each lap will be back from the Mather Quad to the Rock. The race will end at the Rock as well. That's a little introduction to the race. We'll tell you more soon. For now, we want to throw it to COC at the podium.
Yay! My name's Aranka. I'm the class of 2026 president.
I'm Ava. I'm the class of 2026 vice president.
Thank you all so much for being here. It's been months of planning for this event, and honestly, none of it would be possible without any of you. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for making Hudson's awesome. So thank you guys. Yay! I'd also like to thank the Hudson's committee for making this day possible. Also, the class officer collective, thank you so much for all of your hard work. Mark Hartman, thank you so much. My co-chair, Ava, this has been an amazing year, and I want to end it out with a bang, so thank you. I'm going to hand it off to Travis Apgard, the Vice President of Student Affairs now.
So thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. And I want to say good morning, including those who are on virtual live stream. That's we always appreciate so many folks joining us there. Little known fact, I was planning to come here about a year ago. I took the job as Vice President for Student Affairs and heard a lot about the Hudson Relays. And so my first Hudson Relays was actually through the live stream. So I really appreciate that we have such a great production around that. So what an exciting day to be celebrating Case Western Reserve's oldest tradition, the Hudson Relays. And I'm excited to celebrate, as I said, my first in-person relay with all of you. So whether you're here to run, cheer on your friends, or just soak in the energy of the day, I'm so glad that you're with us. Every spring, this event brings together the university community, including our alumni, in a uniquely spirited way. And it's all part of something bigger, Legacy Week. For the past several days, we've had the chance to look back at our university's history, to celebrate where we've come from, and to reflect on the traditions that continue to shape who we are today. Legacy Week reminds us that the past matters, but it also challenges us to think about how we carry that legacy forward into the future that's even brighter. Now I want to give a big welcome and a big good luck to all of today's runners. Yes, let's hear it for them. So we're excited to be here to cheer you on as you represent your class in this friendly but fiercely competitive tradition. This event doesn't just happen by itself. I want to offer my heartfelt thanks to the class officer collective for all the time, energy, and creativity they put into making today's Hudson Relay such a success. Yes, let's really give it up for them, please. You've given our community the opportunity to come together in such an exciting way, and we are very grateful. I also ask we show our appreciation for the staff and student activities and leadership for their tremendous effort that they put into this event and to Legacy Week. So let's give it up to Mark and his team. Fantastic folks. To our alumni, both here and virtually, thank you for staying connected to this tradition. Your continued support and enthusiasm and engagement are a vital part of what makes Case Western Reserve so very special. You're a reminder that while we may leave campus, the spirit of CWRU never leaves us. And finally, to all you here today, thank you for showing up in this not so great weather. It's not raining, so that's a good thing, to embrace this tradition. Good luck to all of our runners. Run hard, have fun, and make some memories that you'll carry with you long after you cross the finish line. So now please join me in welcoming University President Eric Kaler. Mr. President.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome for our Hudson Relay runners. Good job being here, and good job preparing so intensively to run. I've talked to several of you this morning, and the peak training I heard about was they went for a jog yesterday, so we'll see how this whole thing goes. This is a historic 26-mile race begun in 1910 to commemorate our 1882 move from Hudson, Ohio to Cleveland, hence the Hudson Relays. I'm not sure how the rest of you are feeling, but I think the class of 2026 who've won the past 2 years is feeling pretty good about themselves. What do you think? Maybe they'll win for the 3rd year in a row. We'll see. Maybe the seniors, 2025, will win. Maybe our 2nd-year students. Maybe. And maybe our rookie team who is running for the first time, the class of 2028. We'll see. Maybe the grad students, maybe the alumni. It's an open race. So at this time, in keeping with tradition, I'm going to read a little bit of a letter from the head of the school at Western Reserve Academy, which is, of course, the home originally of Western Reserve College. Dear President Kaler, it is with joy I write in celebration of the relationship between Case Western Reserve University and the Western Reserve Academy. Founded together in 1826, our institutions share much in common, including a rich and vibrant history. A living artifact of our collective past, the Hudson Relays is a tradition honoring the spirit of our schools. May all participants be fueled by the cheers from our institutions and the collective pride extended to those who run. Much excitement is on our horizons. In 2026, both Case Western Reserve University and Western Reserve Academy will celebrate a bicentennial. Western Reserve Academy can't wait to engage in future festivities, celebration, and share the journey of the roads upon which you now race. So I will tell you, here's a secret. We're working really hard to figure out how in 2026 to actually run the race, not around our campus, but actually from Hudson to Cleveland. The logistics are enormous. They built some freeways in the time between, but we're working on it. So come back and stay tuned for that. She concludes with, congratulations on this day of relay, CWRU's 115th running of the race. May each runner be fleet of foot and light in heart. Go runners, go. Have a great, great race.
All right, thank you guys. We just have one last note. Thank you so much to all the volunteers that helped us set up, came out here at like 7 a.m. We really appreciate it. And as you're running the course, please follow the flags and make sure you're running the correct course. And if you get lost, we'll have volunteers and some COC officers out there. So just look for those bright yellow shirts to help you get directed.
Additionally, we also have the Jolly Scholar opening up. So if you are not running soon, head over there for a hot breakfast. Don't drink a mimosa until after your leg, though. So just watch out for that. Anything else, just please come up to me, find any of the volunteers if you have any questions. But now is the time to start assuming positions. So get ready to race. Let's go!
Welcome back into the studio here after some lovely speeches by Aranka, Ava, President Kaler, and Vice President Apgar. As Aranka just said, the race is beginning soon. A lot was mentioned as well. President Kaler specifically mentioned a lot on the line for the junior class of 2026. They are looking to win for their third race in a row. If they do, they secure a burger and beer dinner at graduation. It has been, I don't think in my time, I've been able to announce a race with real stakes for the runners. So I'm expecting some intensity, I should say, from that junior class in Irish green. Watch out for them this year. However, if they win again in a fourth year, they're going to get a steak and champagne dinner at graduation. But this win right here locks in a dinner. Alex, how do you think these juniors are feeling right now, and how do you think your seniors are going to fight against them?
Oh, Alex, what can I say? As a current college student, I think I can bring us all back to the time when free food was everything. Whenever I hear food, I am there. So I can imagine these juniors are going to be fighting hard on those streets out here on campus. But the senior class, I will say, Alex, we have a lot to offer. I think after 4 years being at Case Western, we have a lot to celebrate, a lot to prove that we have what it takes to take it from the juniors.
We'll see. Obviously, haven't won one yet.
Well, 4 years. It took 4 years.
I love it. Let's run through a little bit about the teams themselves so you all know who's racing and what you're looking at. The first years in pink are going to be in pink, I should say. Slogan 2028 dominates. Sophomores are going to be in red. Slogan slow feet don't eat. #Big Steppa. Once again, just like last year, I don't know what Big Steppa means, and I don't know what their slogan means. Alex, as a student, can you translate?
I will be honest, I am also old.
Okay, so we're all in the same boat here. Fantastic. Juniors, as I said before, are going to be in Irish green. Slogan run fast, eat free. Seniors in light blue. Slogan run hard, grad harder. In orange will be the graduate students. Slogan advanced runners with advanced degrees. I will say it's a bold statement from the grad students who generally end up towards the rear, but they're calling themselves advanced runners this year, so maybe they can make a little bit of a run, maybe more so than we're used to. Finally, my class, the alumni in royal blue, still chasing glory at a reasonable pace. I appreciate the humility. I really do. So those are the teams. Any favorite slogans? Anything that stands out, Alex?
I have to admit, I see that 2028 dominates, and I like that playing of the 8 as the 8, and dominates. I think the rookie team, as President Kaler referred to them, might have something on the line that the juniors might not see coming. So I'm excited to see how the first years get to run their first Hudson Relays and see what they have to show.
I agree. I think that's a great point you bring up too, though, in that we kind of know what the other classes have to offer, and if we're looking at last year, the junior class, this year's junior class, the class of 2026, they put up a time of 2 hours and 5 minutes. They beat every other class by 8 minutes. So they were at an 8-minute win, but we don't know what these first years have to offer. So if I have my eyes on any team to start, it's definitely going to be those first years and how they stack up to the juniors in Irish green. Those are the two teams I have my eyes on, at least.
That's fair. Who knows? Maybe they will dominate today.
We'll see. In terms of some numbers, this is a massive campus event. 300 runners, 55 volunteers. And you're seeing some teams start to line up here. 300 runners, 55 volunteers once again. On our end, from a production standpoint, we have 3 announcers, Alex and myself, the 2 of us, along with Nicholas Ottgen, who will be a student interviewer, freshman finance major from Arizona. You'll see him intermittently throughout the show, along with 15 technicians from the media vision side. So a lot going on, so much to make this race happen. In addition, one new feature to the broadcast for the first time ever this year, we'll have some runners patching in over Zoom, and Alex and I will be able to interview them live as they are running. So we're going to be able to have conversations while they're in the midst of it, understanding what it's like in the moment. Looks like where the race will begin a bit early here as some runners begin to line up around the rock around Adelbert Hall. You're seeing now other folks get ready, get in their positions, get in their places. I said it before, I'll say it again. Target time, 2 hours, 5 minutes is what we're looking for. That's the general gist of when a team will finish. The first ever race, funny enough, in 1910, the finish time was 2 hours and 1 minute. Technology has evolved so much. K students, we got to get on it. We got to beat 2 hours one of these days. We got to do it. We'll see. 2023, the 2026 class in 2023 won at a time of 2 hours and 13 minutes. So they upped their pace by 8 minutes last year. They up it a couple minutes again. They will be under the 2 hour mark, which is very rare. We do not see that often for the Hudsons. If we're looking on a per lap basis, that'll be about 25 minutes per lap we're looking at. And per runner, we're looking at about 2.5 minutes per runner. As they're running, we're going to try to do our best to give you all the facts and information about everyone you're seeing on the screen, all the buildings around the screen, and also, of course, be interviewing as well. So, Alex, race about to begin here. How do you think they're feeling as they're up there? It sounds like they're relaxed. It sounds like they're talking. From a student perspective, it feels like this event's very fun and exciting, but what do you think what do you think the level of competitiveness really is?
Yeah, Alex, I think we've said it before too. That junior class, I think, has a lot on the line. Again, burgers, beers, free food, free drinks. They have that in mind. I see that, but I see them also talking to each other, right? Different classes, class of 2028, 27, 26, 25. We have alumni, we have grad students. It's really amazing to see all of these different populations, these different parts of Case Western coming together, talking to each other, on a Saturday morning, enjoying tradition, enjoying our spirit for Case Western, enjoying our love for our campus community, and really being able to take it all in together with Sparty, with volunteers, with members of the community, members that are coming in from all over the country to celebrate this tradition that they have seen and been part of for many, many years, right? So I think the competitive spirit is there, but we are all brought together by a Spartan spirit, community spirit, and really love for Case Western. I can't wait to see them get on those streets, enjoying our campus, and really taking it all in. For the seniors, potentially one last time. For the alumni, good to be back here and enjoying the time here. For grad students, right? Making sure they really make campus feel like home. And for the class of 27, 26, and 28, of course, really, really, really getting closer to campus and making sure they make their place established.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, this is it's a campus-wide tradition, and not only for current students, right? Even this broadcast is a reflection of that, right? I started here my first year as an 18-year-old announcing, and here I am now, and you're obviously still at Case. And
yes.
It's great that we can be a little bit, just a modicum of a reflection of what's going on here as we're seeing people of all different backgrounds, age groups, all kind of come together and say, hey, like, current student, former student, faculty, whatever it may be, we're all part of this community. And that's the beauty of the Hudson Relays, the oldest program tradition in the history of Case Western Reserve. So President Kaler covered that a little bit as well. But again, in 1882, Western Reserve University moved 26 miles from Hudson, Ohio to this area. This race commemorates that. It was founded by Monroe Curtis, a Delbert College class of 1911. He founded it 1 year before his graduation in 1910. And all these years later, it's amazing that this tradition still stands. And as we see it today, it really is a lot of fun, a lot of bonding. It's about unity. But back in the day, the irony is that it really wasn't. It actually was extremely competitive. Many classes actually were disqualified or cheated to win. So I brought up the fast time of 2 hours, 1 minute in the first race ever. It might have not been legitimate, if we're being honest. You look at 1913, the class of 1913, in 1913, used cars for parts of the race. This is what we're talking about, Alex. Isn't that unbelievable?
That's
from like,
crazy.
Look, we're over 100 years later. Like, can you even imagine someone doing that today?
Stakes were higher back then, I guess.
I know. Obviously, they didn't have cameras on them at all times either.
True.
Don't cheat, we'll catch you.
So many cameras out there today. Do you know how many we got out there, Alex?
Yeah, we have 12 cameras, which actually last year we set our all-time high with 12. We're matching it this year. Every single angle, literally every angle, will be covered for you all watching. On top of that, 2 golf carts, 1 north, 1 south campus. So we're going to make sure anywhere where the still cameras aren't, the golf carts will be. So every angle is going to be covered. Media Vision, the amazing team, just ups it year after year after year. So looking forward to getting this race underway soon here. But yeah, again, 1913 they used cars. Funny enough, in the same race where the class of 1913 used cars, the class of 1916 substituted runners in. So if you were one was getting tired, they just switched you out mid-leg and put someone else in. It's unbelievable when you look at it. The class of 1916 again got disqualified 3 years later because then they used cars, which is unbelievable. 1923 skipped a lap. 1921 used cars as well.
Oh no.
Everyone's using cars out here. And the best one of all, my favorite disqualification of all, is there was no winner in 1946 because every single class used cars. I think there's really only one way to cheat. The classes just keep repeating and recycling the same thing.
So
Funny enough, like 1946, we're getting a little more into the recent times here. And yet still, you're seeing here a lot of the junior class members bonding, chatting, getting together. There's going to be food out there on the South Quad for the runners. As Aranka mentioned as well, there's a watch party at the Jolly Scholar in Twing. So any students can bond, eat food, and just enjoy each other's company there. This really is a university and a campus-wide experience that we're having today on Saturday, April 26th. Weather's a little cloudy. I feel like every year we're a little cursed at this event. It's hard to get full-on sun, but no rain. Runners seem ready. Everyone seems in great spirits. It's just a great day to be a part of this community, and I think from an alumni point of view, a reminder of how great my 4 years here was and how grateful I am to still be a part of it.
Yes, you can see President Kaler there holding the starting gun. It seems everyone is again enjoying their time together, trying to get ready before this race gets started. And like Alex said, right, the weather might not be sunny, it might not be hot, but personally, I like it when it's nice and cloudy and a little bit fresh, right, for those runners.
That's
that
true.
way we make sure they stay healthy, stay safe. No getting too hot out there, so that's always a good sign. That's always a good sign.
That's a great point.
Yes.
That's a great point. In addition, you might be wondering who these runners are. The first leg's a little specific. It's faculty runners only. So you're going to be looking at different faculty runners, parts of the faculty running for each of the classes. And then from there, we'll have all the actual members of each class run. And then the key there is the final leg as well. It'll be the president's lap. So the president of each COC class is going to run. So there's special dedicated first and last lap, and everything in between are members of the classes themselves. I know we mentioned a little bit about the history of this race and what it means for the community, but it also is really important. It's just an important day because the Hudson Relays actually is a part of Legacy Week. So it closes off Legacy Week, which honors the history and celebrates kind of the school-wide history of Case Western Reserve, and it also always comes the same day as Springfest. So the Hudson Relays ends, and almost just after the race will end, Springfest will begin. This is, I would say, like the day if you're a member of the campus community. This is at least when I was here. This was like, I actively looked forward for this specific day. Same boat for you, Alex?
All year. Oh, yeah. Springfest is always a highlight of the spring semester, if not the whole academic year, if I'm being honest with you. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have performers. We're going to have different types of activities as well, where you can all enjoy each other's company. And really, for seniors, go out with a bang. For juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, again, make sure they're making the campus home and enjoying and celebrating the fact that they ended the semester almost there. Ideally, again, with a bang. So Springfest is going to be a great time today, and no better way to start Springfest Day than with the Hudson Relays.
I couldn't agree more. Springfest this year looks like it'll be a Western theme. Headliner Ricky Montgomery. Per usual, student bands, food trucks, giveaways, rides, activities, the whole shebang. Even more exciting, though, all new this year at Springfest. I kind of wish I was still a student for this one. After Ricky Montgomery, after the headliner, there's going to be a drone show. How sick is that?
Sounds amazing, man. I cannot wait to see it. And from my understanding, it's not just going to be any drone show. It's going to be a Case Western drone show.
I love
in the
it.
sense that the drones will have some sort of formations and showings that will connect to campus, whether it's campus buildings or campus traditions. We will be able to see that in the sky in drone form.
That is really, really cool and a great idea and very fun, honestly. It's a great contrast, right, where the Springfest Day, the Hudson Relays, it's a lot about fun and just celebrating, and it also comes at the end of, again, a week where the history of the campus is celebrated. You know, there's crew trivia all around campus. There's a poster series of unsung heroes from the university in Tink. There's archive exhibits. There are historical pop-ups in KSL right now. And there's just so much history to look into. Even more exciting, obviously, as President Kaler mentioned, we're 1 year away from the bicentennial. 200 years of this university. That's historic. That's a lot of time.
That is, in fact, a lot of time. And with the bicentennial come a lot of celebrations as well. I am a little sad I'm graduating this year, but I am sure, again, the class of 26, of 27, of 28, and the class of 29 who will be here on campus next year are going to enjoy all the celebrations that Case Western will offer for a bicentennial celebration, celebrating, again, 200 years of history, of merging, of coming together, of diversity, and of growing together and learning together as a Case Western Spartan family. Alex, it looks like President Keller is getting ready and lining up these runners to get this race started. I see the starting line as well, and it seems like they are stepping up to the line. Alex, what do you think is going to happen next?
Oh, this is exciting. It is 10 a.m., folks. We are about to begin the 2025 Hudson Relays. You can hear the energy in the background. The class is already. President Keller ready to fire the starting gun any second now. For those of you just tuning in, I'm Alex Gould, 7th year announcing, strategist of the Cleveland Guardians. Alongside me, Alex Flores, senior at Case Western Reserve, neurology and neuroscience, I should say, and sociology major. Planning to go to medical school next year. Alex, this race is about to begin.
Cannot wait. Let's see. President's Killer's holding the starting gun. The runners have their relay sticks. Oh, and the race is started.
The 116th Hudson Relays are underway. This will be the faculty runner leg once again. What you're going to be looking at is starting again at the Rock there next to a Delbert Hall on the South Quad, going to right around Fribley. We have an overhead camera here covering all of it. Early lead already for that Irish Green junior class, even for the faculty runner leg. If you missed it earlier, this class, this junior class in the Irish Green, they have real stakes this year. They won it their first year. They won it their second year. If they win the Hudson Relays this year, they secure a burger and beer dinner at graduation. The runners are invested. They care. They are fighting for something. If they win again, next year they'll be able to replace that burger beer dinner with a steak and champagne dinner with the president for graduation. But again, even in a faculty runner leg that has no correlation, they're already seeing an early league. The big question mark, though, is how about that class in pink, those first years? What will they offer? What's it going to look like? We haven't seen them race. We've seen for 2 years in a row alumni, grad students, seniors, and sophomores lose to the junior class. But what about these first years?
Yeah, Alex, it's crazy to see how, again, the Irish Green junior class is already in the lead. However, this is just the first run at it, the first little group going at it. So it's good to see how things are going to change. If they're not going to change, how they're going to move on. It appears they're slowing down.
I guess trying to make it a little even. Maybe the faculty runners are trying to keep it close for the students intentionally, which is nice. But again, and I think this is a theme you're going to see throughout the race of, and I'm going to be excited to talk with students about that. But there's going to be this element of some trying to pace themselves really clearly and others starting out really fast out of the gate. And then after they start out really fast out of the gate, kind of slowing. So the pace is going to be different. It's hard to predict what's going to happen. We do see places move quite a lot throughout this race. Again, we're looking at around 2 hours, 5 minutes for a finish time. So it's really going to be hard to predict exactly what will happen, especially so early on. But we're excited to see how everything's going to progress here as well.
Right now, the runners are running right outside of One-to-One Fitness in front of the Veal in the South Quad, and they are heading on Adelbert Avenue towards that bridge that crosses right over the train tracks, and they'll be running towards Fribley.
Again, target time here of 2 hours and 5 minutes to win. We're looking at 2.5 minutes per runner, 25 minutes per lap. The route's going to be run 5 times over. As a reminder, in terms of what the route is, starting at the Rock near Delbert Hall, going on to Fribley now, as you're seeing. From there, the runners are going to go to Carlton Commons, then to the top of Edge Hill at Overlook, on the way to the Art Studio. They'll then run in front of Severance Hall to Peter B. Lewis Building, then go on to the North Residential Village, finally to the Mather Quad, and to finish up the lap, they'll be at the Rock once again. That's the route for 2025. Now, as I said before, we have a wonderful student interviewer with us this year, Nicholas Otchen, freshman from Scottsdale, Arizona, majoring in finance. He'll be interviewing President Kaler and Vice President Apgar. Nicholas, let's throw it to you.
There's that too. Want the new logo? Oh, here we go.
Hi, we're live here at the talk of two very important people, Mr. Travis Apgar, Vice President of Student Affairs, and our beloved President Eric Taylor. Now, Travis, this is your first Hudson Relays in person. When you gave your speech, we did learn that you have watched virtually. How does it feel to be in person this year compared to watching virtually?
Well, it's a little colder, but other than that, it's great. There's so much energy, and just the excitement, and traditions at a university are really special. Bringing the community together across generations, and the fact that this one's really held up for so long, and that people get so into it is really terrific.
That's terrific to hear. Now, President Kaler, this is not your first Hudson Relays, and you probably know it. This means so many different things to so many different people. What do you think this means to Case Western? What does it mean to you?
Well, it's really important, as Travis said, to celebrate the traditions of a place. And this is our oldest one. This is the 115th time we've run this race. And that's really meaningful. We record the winning year on some boulders on the quad right behind you. And it just connects mix our past with our future. Our current students walk by and see we've been doing this for a long time. So it's really meaningful to the institution to have that kind of memory and celebrate it.
That's perfect to hear. And now some people might be joining in late on the live stream. You did say that there is a chance we might be heading back to Hudson next year.
We're working on it. You know, our bicentennial year is next year, 2026, and it would be really cool for us to be able to actually run the race from Hudson to Cleveland. But as I mentioned, people have built some interstate highways in between in the meantime, and it's logistically a challenge. But we really would like to do it, if not all the way, at least part of the way, because that history of 200 years of cooperation is really significant to us.
Of course, that'd be terrific. Now, Mr. Apgar, you are new, so you probably might not know, but the Vice President of Student Affairs usually does run the last lap. So should we see you on the course this morning?
We'll work on that. We'll work on that. Sure. Yeah. I was telling somebody over there, they asked me why I'm not running, and I just said, well, I want to give everybody else a chance to win. So, it's only fair. Yeah.
Perfect. And then, of course, who are we rooting for today to win?
I root for everybody, really. Yeah, but I have to say, I'm a little bit. I like to root for underdogs, and so first, second class, first year, second year. I'm sort of, I'm leaning toward those guys.
Perfect. And President Kaler, I'll ask you the same, but it's going to be the alumni because you might want those donations to keep coming in. So
we'd love the alumni to win. They usually don't, and I have to say, this year's junior class has won 2 years in a row. And it's been a long, long time since we've had anybody win 4 years in a row. So we'll see.
Maybe steak and champagnes in the near future for the juniors. Well, thank you so much, you guys, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Nicholas. Thank you so much to Nicholas there. Wow, he was cracking Alex and I up over there. Those are some great questions. I gotta say, we learned some interesting information. It sounds like the burger and beer dinner might not be rooted for by the Vice President of Student Affairs and the President, which is ironic and funny there. But thank you so much, Nicholas. Great interview. Really interesting as well that President Kaler specifically mentioned moving the race back to Hudson to commemorate 200 years, because the race historically did go from Hudson to the University Circle area. In 1990, it changed to go around the campus area because of, as he said, traffic and safety concerns. So it would be a real operation to be able to bring the race back to Hudson and go to campus again. And what it would also do is increase the length of the race back from 24.5 miles to 26 miles. So it might change some of the timing and how many volunteers they would need as well. But really looking forward to seeing what that might look like on the 200-year mark. Let's take a look here at this Irish Green Junior class. Already looking solid and strong here. That's Nicholas Burkhart running, majoring in engineering physics from Hamilton, Ohio. And as you're looking at it here, it looks like I'm not seeing any other classes in our camera view right now, so I'd assume it means an early lead for that junior class vying for the burger beer dinner. An exciting start here. As you said earlier, and you said this, Alex, it is almost like a perfect day to run, right? Like, it's not overly sunny, you're not going to sweat too much, and it's not raining. Might not be the most beautiful sky today, but that's all right. These are good running conditions.
And with that, right, comes that nice downhill that you see Nicholas going down. It's a great place to run as well. You're going down Edge Hill there, enjoying some of those beautiful trees that are blooming in the spring season right now. And as the Irish Green, you see that class of 2026 running down that street. He's gonna go right into the red brick road in Little Italy, if those of you remember. And if you see that camera, it looks a little wobbly. That is because it is a golf cart. So like Alex mentioned before, we have stationary cameras all over campus. However, there are a few spots we've been able to get to. So Media Vision has provided golf carts, and our camera friends on those golf carts are doing their best to really keep you in the loop and making sure those runners are being followed throughout, so that way we have an idea of how the race is going. And now we're back facing towards the art studio and Frivoli, as you can see. And right behind those, you see our new residence halls, Noyes and Fayette. They opened this year. I believe it took a year or two to build. It was a quick construction, and they're looking pretty fantastic, if you ask me.
Lovely. As you said, Alex, I mean, this is a hard job, right? A lot of stationary cameras and golf cart operators catching every piece of the action we can. I also am interested in the new residence halls. So are those second-year only residence halls? How do the sophomores like them?
Yeah, great question, Alex. So they are only for second years. Case Western has split up their campus, north side and south side. South side is mostly for second years. You have top of the hill, bottom of the hill. These new rest holes, Noise and Fayette, are in the bottom of the hill, and they are encompassed of double rooms, and they have laundries in every single floor. They have AC, which is great here at Case Western during the summer and those starts and ends of the years when it starts getting hot over here. And the spaces around them are also amazing. They have grills, they have nice lawn chairs outside. So pretty.
They're really
Personally, I
aren't
like
they?
them. Yeah.
Wow. Is it like our sophomores trying to live there? Is that the target?
So
it's also the bottom of the hill, not the top
there's
of
a
the
lot of
hill.
different options. Depends on who you are, right? Because they only have doubles, you'd be basically with a roommate. Other
That's
suites
fair.
around the south side of campus have 4-person suites, 6-person suites, but you still have your single room and you're in a suite of people, right? So that way you have your own space and share with other people instead of having to share one room. So it depends on what people are looking for.
Okay. So it depends. As you're seeing there, right, like there are certain legs that are more easy to run than others. If you're going up the elephant stairs for a leg, that's not a desirable one, right? That is a hard leg to run. In contrast, you're seeing a downhill sprint down that bridge there. Makes it a little bit easier on Ben Borvendag from the junior class. Cutting back here, you're seeing the juniors in the lead. Looks like we're here in Little Italy, taking a look at the sophomore class in red. A little bit of a slower pace here, trying to catch up. Again, it's a long race. Things change quickly here, much more so than you might imagine. So what you're looking at route-wise, right, is now you're going back down the edge of the quad, and you're going to be looking at a runner going to be right in front of Severance Hall in the Peter B. Lewis building area. So that's kind of the route here as the juniors have their early lead. When we're thinking about the history of the race as well, I know we've talked a little bit about how much it means to the campus and the evolution over time. But the race itself has also changed a lot. You know, as I said before, faculty runners, generally speaking, are running the first leg for the race. But it used to be team captains that were chosen that ran the first leg to get, you know, some of the top runners out to an early start, which is interesting. Additionally, in the earliest years of the Hudsons, there was a custom actually that existed of runners carrying a message from the mayor of the village of Hudson to the Western Reserve University president. So there was actually a minimal purpose even to the race itself. Looking at that light blue class, that'll be the seniors there. Julian Churchill running for the seniors, trying to catch them up to the junior class. Julian's a mathematics and psychology double major from St. Charles, Illinois. His favorite place in Cleveland? The Jack Casino. Loves heading downtown. I love it. That's funny.
I think combining mathematics and psychology might bring you to a casino.
Hey, I could see it. I could see it. Then you're seeing Michaela Burnham from the sophomores just behind. So right now, look in the standings, it's going to be juniors, then seniors, then sophomores. Sooner or later, we'll see where those first year's grads and alumni are landing. But I know a big, major thought going in was, look, we know what the juniors can do. We know they're going to be off to a strong start. We know that they're going to want to win. But who are the first-year class? How are they going to perform? Are they going to be fast out of the gates? At least to start, they're not putting in that close contest showing that we might have hoped to get a really close race. But we'll see. Again, we have a long, long way to go. So now you're seeing from the junior class running through that little area between Tink and Twing. And that's Zachary Salman running for the junior class. Additionally, we, as I mentioned earlier, for the first time ever, we have live runner interviews via Zoom. So we're going to hope to talk with runners before, after, while they're running. We have the first one ready for us right now. Matthias, how are you doing today? Might be having some audio issues. Can't hear
hello,
right
can you hear
quite
me?
yet, Matthias.
Hello, sorry, can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. How you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
Welcome into the Hudson's broadcast.
Thank you, thank you.
So tell me about how your day's been going so far.
Pretty good, woke up at like 8 a.m., got a little warm-up jog over the start, and then I'm running 2 legs today, so I just finished my leg 3, and I'm just walking back up to the same spot then I'm gonna wait for leg 13, so.
I was seeing you. I had you marked here for leg 13. So how are you feeling after leg 3?
Pretty good. It's the downhill section, so I just kind of booked it. I just let the downhill carry me, so brought us off to an early lead.
That's good, Matthias. That's good. It's great to hear from you, my friend. And one last question for you, dude. How are you feeling about the potential burger and beers that you guys got on the line this year?
I'm excited, but burger beer is just step one. We need the the steak and champagne. That's the end goal.
That's right.
So you're trying to win 4 in a row. Is that what I'm hearing?
Of course, you know, we're not going for just burgers and beers. We want the next step, the next big thing. We're reaching for the top.
That's awesome. Hey, good luck to you. I'm excited to see you again at leg 13.
Circle around.
Keep on running. Do great.
No.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good one.
Take care. Don't slip.
You too. Bye.
All right, let's cut back here now to the senior class, leg 5. That's Ria Marfatia running there for the seniors. Biomedical engineering, pre-med with a Spanish minor from Detroit, Michigan. Again, juniors off to an early lead, and what was interesting about that, Alex, is that, yeah, it's about unity, it's about coming together. They want to win. They really want to win.
It appears so, my friend. And they don't just want to win. They want to win the best. They want that steak and champagne dinner. He said, beer and burgers are not for me. I want the big thing. So
yeah,
it's good to keep that in mind because, honestly, that is what we're seeing. Those juniors are, again, starting the race. Still got a lot left, but they are in the lead. And they are running hard.
It's been over a decade since a class won 4 in a row. The most recent was the class of 2011. So we're looking here. It would be 15 years since the last time that's happened. If they can make that steak and champagne dinner happen, they are vying for history. They are vying for history. I respect it. I respect it a lot. I'm excited to see him again at leg 13. You're seeing here sophomores and first years are close. They are neck and neck right now. For the sophomores, Jira Paul running. For the first years, Andrew Kapferer. Then just behind you have the alumni class, Jules Watts running for the alumni. Generally speaking, when you're looking at year to year, it's kind of hard to determine between the first years and the seniors who might win, but generally it goes after that, alumni in 5th and grad students in 6th. Obviously can vary year to year, but generally that's how it goes. I love my class, I love my alumni. Hopefully we can make a little bit of a run this year as the handoff is happening right here between Jules and Kwang Lei. Kwang now off to a really fast start, and this is what I was saying before, right? Like, we're gonna have to watch him and see how are we looking at this year, because it's a really quick start. Can you maintain that pace, and is it worth it to get off to that sprint if you're gonna be a little slower, or do you want to go for consistency? And every runner has kind of their own different style there. We'll see. Also new this year, look at this, 3 shots all at once. I love it. I love it. So I'm a big NFL fan. Are you an NFL guy?
I have to admit, I'm a bigger fan of soccer, what I call football myself.
Yeah,
but
what you call football.
NFL, Super Bowl, I'm in there.
Yeah. I was asking because every week, every Sunday, I'm watching NFL Red Zone, and they got all the different games up at once. So this is the Hudson Relays version. We have it for you right here. We have three shots in one. I love it. I love soccer as well, by the way. Great sport. I've gotten into it much more the last couple of years. Obviously, I know you're from, actually, right? You're from a place where NFL is not watched at all. Born in Venezuela, moved here when you were 12, you were saying?
Yes, sir. So in Venezuela, the main sport is actually baseball, which is crazy. Most of Latin America and South America, soccer is huge. But Venezuela and a couple other places around there, also baseball is massive as well. But yes, I was born in Venezuela. I moved to New Jersey when I was still with my family, looking for a better future, better opportunities, and I was able to find it here at Case Western. So it's been an amazing journey, and I'm excited to graduate, close one more chapter in my life and begin the next one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really great. So it's been you're looking at about a decade here in the States?
Yes.
Do you remember a lot from your time from
Venezuela? I do.
Yeah.
I was 12, so I actually spent more of my life there than here.
Yeah.
I'm approaching that half point, but
yeah. Is there anything you miss most about it?
Yes, the people, a lot of my family's still back there, but, after the people, the food, holy heck. The food was amazing back in Venezuela. Everything was super fresh, the cheese, we'd drive down to the coast and had some seafood right by the beach, and the fish was amazing. And the beaches, if any of you have time, look up Venezuelan beaches, holy heck. They are some of the most beautiful beaches in the world.
Really? Wow.
It's the Caribbean Sea, man.
Yeah, was the weather always great as well?
Oh, yes. Yeah. It was a tropical summer land.
That's lovely. Well, hey, I'm glad you're here and you got the opportunity, and now you're here. And
yes, sir.
And hey, man, you're off for medical school too.
Hopefully one year,
right.
one year I'll be able to find a spot in a medical school and continue my dream of becoming a doctor. But let's think about you, Alex, right?
Yeah.
A man who after Case Western decided to follow his passion for sports and ended up working with the Guardians, which is an amazing gig, if I may say so myself. Talk to us more about that.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I graduated in 22 from Case, and again, I started announcing this literally my first year, so it's been quite the number of years now, and been able to work as a strategy analyst at the Guardians for 7 years, or for 3 years now, 7 years in Cleveland. Been absolutely fantastic. baseball's fantastic. So I absolutely love watching it growing up. I went to the College World Series in Omaha with my dad every year. He's from there, and it's just been great to be a part of it and kind of think about how do you engage a fan base? How do you really work for this passion and unite other families? And it's just, it's been fantastic. It's been a dream.
That's
and I'm glad
awesome.
to be staying in Cleveland, being able to announce this too.
Yes.
It's been wonderful. Now, I think we also have our next Zoom interview with Michaela. Michaela, welcome into the Live Hudson's broadcast. How are you doing today?
Michaela.
Hey there, Michaela. How you doing?
I'm good.
All right, so tell us how your day's been going. Have you run yet? What's been going on?
Yeah, my day's been going pretty good. Got up at 8 o'clock. I just finished my lap on my leg just now. So I'm still a little bit out of breath, but it was good.
Nice. Where was your lap?
I ran from the art studio down to Severance.
Okay. So you had a little bit of that downhill trajectory carrying you a little bit.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, by the way. I'm Alex. I'm an alumnus, graduated in 22. We also have another Alex with me who's a senior here. Alex, I know has a question for you as well.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Michaela. Like Alex
Nice
said,
to
my
meet
name
you
is
too.
Alex. I'm here, a senior at Case, and I see you are a sophomore, right? So you've been here for 2 years.
Yes.
Is this your first time running in the Hudson Relays?
It is. I volunteered last year, but I didn't run. But this year I decided to run because it was fun.
Amazing. It's great to have you. I'm so glad you had a chance to run. Is this something you want to do again next year? What are you thinking?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was a lot of fun, so I'm definitely going to do it again.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
I love it. I know also we talked to someone from the junior class earlier, and it seems like they really want to win. They want that burger, beer, dinner. Are you feeling a little bit of a competitive fire? Are you trying to fight back? Because you still have 3 years. Your class could win a burger, beer, dinner for you all if you win 3 in a row.
Honestly, I don't even care if my class wins. I just don't want their class to win.
Okay, even President Kaler and Vice President Apgar were interviewed earlier, and they were saying, we kind of want an underdog win, too. I think it's everyone versus the juniors right now.
Yes.
That's really, really funny. Are you running any other leg or just one for you today?
No, just that one. I'm done.
Awesome. Well, hey, congrats on running. Congrats on being done, and hopefully you can have some fun at the Jolly Watch Party.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Awesome. You have a good day.
Take care, Michaela.
You too.
I'll make sure I get questions.
All right, we are back here at the race. Senior class running at maybe this that we talked about. Sometimes it's hard to maintain that pace. That's Clara Todd there, nutrition and psychology major, cognitive science minor. Cutting back now to the green juniors, who apparently everyone wants to lose. So we'll see how that one goes. I think it's interesting though, where obviously it's not even always about winning for your class, right? It's just like when there's this dominant team that just keeps winning, how people turn. I know, again, I guess to go in the NFL route again, everyone loved the Kansas City Chiefs when they had the chance to beat the Patriots, and now they've won and and everyone roots against them. And it's kind of funny to see just how that evolves when a team wins a little bit too much.
I like how you put it there. That makes sense. And again, it seems like Vice President Apgar and President Kaler agree with that statement there. But they stayed consistent and really want to support every team out there. But again, the juniors are just flying through. It appears they are running back onto the Mather Quad. You can see behind this Irish green t-shirt, you see the PBL and Guilford House, and now we're turning and facing and looking towards Twing and doing that little pathway between Tink and Twing. And right behind them, you see that spirit wall that students utilize to market different events on campus and different initiatives as well. So all of that is painted by students.
Yeah, that was always, I think, a really fun place to go to even see, especially my first year too. I didn't even know sometimes what was going on campus. I would literally go, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I should go to that event. But as you were saying, Alex, it's a dominant first lap for the juniors. They are off to a blistering start. They're about to finish their first lap and return to the rock, and their pace is looking almost exactly on track with last year right now. They're projecting for right around just probably under 25 minutes for their first lap, meaning that they are probably on pace to slightly beat their time of last year. As of now, again, so much time left to go in this race. So much time. It's Alexi Shore in here, BME major, trying to close out this first lap for the junior class. Coming up on the quad, the binary walkway once again. You're seeing a really good start for the juniors.
And if you notice those signs right next to this Irish Green Junior, you see TSO. TSO stands for Twing Study Over. It's one of those events that has been going on at Case Western for a while as well. It's a celebration of the end of the semester. It is planned by the TSO committee, and basically the Twing Student Center is overrun by different organizations and different clubs, and they have activities, they do a lot of different things to celebrate the fact that students have finished the semester. And obviously the highlight, as I mentioned before, for a college student's career is the food. The food at TSO tends to be amazing. They bring catering from different restaurants, and they have different restaurants come at different hours. So if you come to TSO, you also have a choice of whatever food you want to eat, depending on what time you want to go food. They have raffles. I think there's a PS5 on the line this year, actually.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, TSO committee does not joke around. So I'm sure Springfest, busy today. TSO is going to happen sometime next week as well. So the end of the semester for Case Western over here is staying busy, as I'm sure it did in your time too.
Yeah, it definitely did. I love TSO, actually. It was always busy with finals, obviously, but TSO was really fun. I always really enjoyed being a part of it. Look at that, the kiss to the camera. I love it.
That was Jocelyn.
Jocelyn wants to make it known that she's running hard for this senior class here. But yeah, TSO, it was just a wonderful time. I think I always went for both student government, USG, and then also for the UNICEF club, which I founded here. So I really enjoyed just really coming together, seeing students, and also hopefully winning things and having great free food. I missed TSO. That was really fun. That's probably, in a week or so?
I think it's going to be either Tuesday or Wednesday. I know it's one of the reading days. Don't quote me on that, guys. Check their Instagram.
I love it. I guess it makes sense. It's in the middle. It's final season for you right now, isn't it?
Yep. So
How many do you have?
Oh, actually, I don't have that many. Senior year, you all, is good. But no, I have one final on Thursday, and then I have a final paper due next week as well.
Okay, so not bad.
No, just finishing it off strong. Only took 12 credits this semester. I made it so my senior year I was able to relax a little bit more, and I was able to dedicate some time to other things instead of school. So it's been a great time, you know?
I love it. Yeah, my senior year as well was very relaxed. As you're seeing again, multi-view once again. The 3 multi-views at once. Shout out to the Media Vision team for making this happen. Every year they just up the ante and just make this more and more exciting.
It's amazing.
So what we're looking at now in terms of timing are your class, Alex, the seniors, trying to finish up this first lap. They're probably going to be about 2 minutes and 15 or so seconds behind the juniors. So that we're definitely looking at a time that they can catch up to that junior class. They can make that time up, but a little bit more of the gap's right now trending to be a little bit bigger than it was last year. So as much as these other classes may not want the juniors to win, it's looking like there's a slight disadvantage for them, at least as of right now.
Hey, that is true. That is a fair statement, my friend. But who knows? Maybe they're strategizing. Maybe we try to organize it so then the faster runners are at the end. But I agree. It's not looking great for the other classes involved. But we'll see, man. There's still some time left. So It's exciting to see how everyone is going to, again, manage that pace, trying not to run out of juice too early in their specific lap, right? Try to make sure they get to the end, giving it their all. And for the juniors, trying to go for that beer and burger and potentially that steak and champagne for everybody else, trying to stop them from doing that.
And this is actually really notable here. We're looking at an orange. That's the grad students.
Ooh.
The grad students who generally kind of, they're in the rear most races. Many years, actually, the race actually ends before they can finish. This year is looking like a turning of the tides. I don't know if there was some new communication there, if there's new commitment or investment. I mean, this is, honestly, in my years announcing the race, this is historic. We're looking at the graduate students in 3rd place. So, huge for them. And let's see if they can keep this up. Just on their heels will be the first years as well. Mm-hmm. I think one issue with the grad students is there's a little bit of a lower sign-up. So some people run multiple legs, which could be tiring. But still, we've never seen them at this point be in this position. You're seeing the handoff there. The grad students just finished the lap at 28 minutes, 20 seconds. That is about 3 minutes below the juniors. They are in this. This is a tight race between really 2 and 6 right now. As we're looking at the first years that just did a handoff as well, they're going to have a time of 28:36 for their first lap. And then just behind them will be the alumni. Juniors, again, they're still in first here. They're still they're making their way through the second lap now, I should say.
Carlton Road. They're already on top of the hill. They got through those elephant steps fast.
They really did. That's Ethan Fang, computer science major. And the first year's off to a quick start in their second lap here. as they just usurp the graduate students. Grad students, and this is part of the problem, right, when you pace yourself. Like, how quickly can you go and for how long? So now we're looking at the sophomores here. It looks like they are currently in 5th place, and the alumni, my wonderful class, is in 6th. Usually we don't finish last, so hopefully we turn it around here. As you're seeing on the back, every single class has a slogan as well. You saw it briefly there with the sophomore class. Slogans and colors, just for all of you who are tuning in now. First years are in pink, slogan 2028 dominates. Sophomores in red, slogan slow feet don't eat, hashtag Big Steppa. Juniors in Irish green, run fast, eat free will be the slogan. Light blue is the seniors, run hard, grad harder. They're ready to get out of here, aren't they? And orange will be the graduate students, advanced runners with advanced degrees. Finally, the alumni in royal blue, still chasing glory at a reasonable pace. So Alex, we're about 20-25% done with the Hudson Relays so far. Talk to me about your first time announcing so far. How's it been going for you?
Man, I think I've had a great time today. I've been able to hear you and kind of follow your lead as to how we want to keep this going. And I appreciate the energy. I appreciate the angles that Media Vision is providing for us. I think I have never really gotten this strong of a grasp of the Hudson Relays and how how difficult and how logistically complicated this could be. So I just want to say appreciate Media Vision and everyone else that was in the background trying to plan this event, because this is not easy, you all. Right now, we're looking at four different snapshots at the same time.
We got a quad cam.
That's crazy. A quad cam on the quad.
I love that. That's actually awesome. That's great. A quad cam on the quad.
There's a pass. It appears the sophomores have done their hand up.
Sophomores, that's 30 minutes, 41 seconds for them. They're a full 7 minutes behind the juniors. That I know earlier we talked with Michaela from the sophomore class, and she's like, hey, we don't have to win this of get the juniors to not. And it looks like they're probably not super likely to pass up the juniors given that time gap. But again, plenty of time left. But it's interesting what you said there, Alex, and that I've been, since my first year, I've been announcing. So this is kind of, and I've seen, the race has evolved a lot, especially from a production end and announcing standpoint, it's evolved. But I've never thought about when you're just on the ground there, just running it's hard to know all that goes into it. But this is really, there's a lot going on.
There is indeed. And not even just on the ground. When you are watching this program, you all are seeing one view, but over here, Alex and I have a view of every single camera, so we can actually see everything that's going on, so we're able to kind of keep you all on the loop as well.
Exactly. I think we have another interview here from Nicholas with one of the junior class runners. Nicholas, let's throw it to you.
I'm here with Alexi, who just brought it home for the junior class on the first lap. How do you feel bringing it in right to the first finish line of the first lap?
Well, to be honest, I think we should give more credits to our faculty runner, who gave us an insane, good breakthrough in the very beginning. However, my legs right now feel like complete jello. Also, I pulled something playing squash yesterday, but I'm glad that I was able to maintain the pace and get us in the first as well. Yeah.
Perfect. Do you think that the class will be able to maintain that lead and keep it going?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. We run fast, we eat free, 3 years in a row, we're just going for it.
Perfect. Well, maybe there's some steak and champagne in your near future.
Maybe, hopefully.
Thank you so much.
I like beers and burgers more, though.
Perfect.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Alexi. Again, the junior class is all in. They're committed. They want to win. They want to make a statement. They're off to a great start. They're doing what they can do here.
It's amazing to see as well the fact that they have choices, right? Burger, beer, steak, champagne. It appears Alexi doesn't really want that steak champagne because he knows, what? We can get that beer, and I want that beer and burgers. But they have the choices. It's crazy.
That's so funny. Literally, again, they got to win a fourth year to get the choice.
That is
true.
They got
to win again.
That is true.
But I would choose steak and champagne any day over burgers and beer. But hey, not everyone's up everyone's alley. I think we also have a Zoom interview here with Morgan Ernst, Material Science and Engineering first year. Morgan, how are you doing today? Hey there, Morgan. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you. I'm Alex, alumni, graduated in 2022 from Case. Alongside me is also another Alex, current senior. How are you doing today? How was the race, your first ever race here at Case?
I'm doing good. It was very fun. It's a lot harder than I expected. All out sprinting for 2 minutes is quite hard.
It's something I talk about a lot where some people, it feels easy, right? But it's hard to pace yourself where you can get tired fast.
Yep.
What made you want to run this year?
It's a way to continue something that I do, like in my hometown. I will randomly go run a 5K that we hold every spring, and so it's a way to continue running every spring.
Well, Morgan, that's amazing to hear. And like Alex said, my name is also Alex. I'm a senior here at Case, and it is great to hear from you. I'm really happy you got to run this year. I'm glad you had a great experience, and you're trying to combine, your experiences from home and what you like to do there, and doing it here in your new home, which is Case Western, right? Do you have any fun summer plans you want to share with us? Anything you're thinking about that you're looking forward to this summer?
I'm just looking forward to going home and seeing my family.
Amazing. That is true. Family love is real. What about that 5K? Is that 5K going to happen again at home? What do you think? Getting ready? Maybe you're getting ready for it with this Hudson.
I can't hear you.
It will. I think I'm going to miss it. I think it's like late spring, very early summer thing.
Gotcha. That's a bummer. But it was great. It was great hearing from you, Morgan. And I'm glad you had a great time. We hope to see you again next year for the next Hudson Relays. But until then, have a great day. Enjoy Spring Fest. And again, the Jolly Scholars having a watch party if you want to hang out with some food and some cool people there.
That's where I'm headed. Thank you.
Awesome. Have a good one. Looking here at the junior class, trying to maintain their lead.
Do you like to do me asking a few, then you asking a few for those? Just, I like that.
Juniors here. Nice shot of the run. On the way to be about halfway through their second lap. Sam Hagen here. Really having that consistent pace for the third-year class.
And look at those supporting bystanders. Love that.
Right? We can talk about the competition, wanting them to not win this, that, but look. Some people holding signs up. First-year class bonding. Again, this is the first time they've seen what all this is about on campus. Look at the signs. I mean, right. This is what community is like, right? Like, this is what we look for when we're thinking about what the Hudson Relays can and should be. Handoff there from Sam to Zachary Bott. Zachary's off to a quick start. So he's going to go around KSL. Oh, little slip there, but looks like he's okay. Going to go around the KSL oval here on to Tink and Twing.
And he turned on his engine.
Yeah, he really did. KSL, for those who don't know, the main library supporting the teaching and research of CWRU, but with the intention of having warm, inviting, and effective spaces.
KSL is pretty amazing. It has 3 floors and the basement, right? So as you go up in KSL, the floors get quieter. So the third floor is completely silent, which is great for some hardcore studying. Some people like to study in the quietness. The second floor is a little bit louder than the third floor. The first floor, however, is where you do your group projects and your big group activities as well. And it's great to have those options as well at KSL. And in the basement, you have a lot of different resources. You have UTech. UTech is our technology office and department that helps us with Wi-Fi, with our computer problems, with anything having to do with, live streams and helping professors, right, set up their boards in their classrooms and everything having to do with technology. So KSL is a fantastic place to also rent different devices like cameras and tripods and all of that stuff. So KSL is a great place for all of us to go and congregate and also study for those finals coming up. Whew.
Very, very, especially for the non-seniors who have a lot.
Oh, that is true.
Do you like studying there? Do you like to choose it like apartment or like dorm?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. Everyone has different study spots on campus, right? And I think for me, every year was a little different. My first year, PBL was a fantastic place to study. There's some really good spots in there. I think after that, honestly, the Twing Student Center was an amazing place. Lots of good people there. Lots of different departments where I can study for a little bit and then come say hi. For example, the Residence Life office is there. Amazing people. You have housing in the basement as well. And the Twing staff overall are also very supportive. And you also have the Jolly Scholar there. So for us students on the meal plan, you could always order a shake or maybe some wings or a quesadilla. And while you're studying, have some snacks, have some food, and hug some great people too. So
I love it.
A lot of spots to choose.
Yeah, there really are a lot of options. As you said, Jolly Scholar right in the Twing building. That's where the watch party is for all of our racers and other students who want to tag along, listen to the race, see what's going on. At Jolly Scholar this year, they have some food from the Crispy Chick for lunch there, which is exciting as well.
Nice.
In terms of Twing itself, it's named for Charles Franklin Twing, the president of Western Reserve University from 1890 until 1921. It was built in 1913 and acquired by the university in 31. So it's really one of the oldest buildings in campus that students are really congregating at still currently. And the design incorporates 2 existing buildings. There's Twing Hall and Hitchcock Hall and a connecting structure in between.
And I have a fun fact, Alex, that might
Oh,
surprise
yeah.
you and surprise me 2
Okay.
years ago, I think, when
Yeah.
Twing had a little expo about their history. And the Twing building itself was actually moved from its original position. Don't ask me how you move a building from one place to another, but I literally saw pictures of the building on wheels being moved onto Euclid and kind of turned into the spot that it is now. So if any of you are hearing this and are thinking, Alex, you're crazy, what are you talking about? Look it up. Twing Center, building moving. You'll see pictures from way before when this building was actually moved from where it was first standing to its place now. Just bonkers.
I had no idea. That's
Uh-huh.
really cool. Like, actually, how did they do that?
I don't understand. I think about the piping and the electricity, and it's just like,
Yeah.
like it's too simple. I don't know. It seems too simple. Like it's not. It's a building. What do you mean? But look up. The pictures are actually bonkers. It's crazy.
That's wild. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. Looking at a duo cam here, we have the junior class on the right, still in the lead. Then we have a shot of the seniors as well. And again, the junior pace, it's slowing a little bit, right? Like we're looking at a race that could be getting closer by the end of this second lap. So it'll be interesting to see how things progress here. The juniors are running through North Residential Village right now. That's where our first years on campus live. I lived in the Hitchcock building my first year. How about you?
Oh, I lived in Taft, my friend. Taft House. Shout out to the Junie fam, the Juniper residential community. Not only did I live there my first year, I never left. I'm still in RA in Taft, so I lived in the fourth year of my first year here at Case Western. Liked it so much I stayed. So as a resident assistant at Case Western, we get to lead our floors and really provide with different programmings and events and support our residents whatever way possible with classes, with life, with whatever's thrown at them as people who have been through what they've been through, right? So it's been a great opportunity to see different classes, different, like I call them my boys, kind of go through first year, right, and come in and not knowing what they want to do, anxious about this new experience that is college, leaving their own homes for the first time, and then seeing them a year later, leading their own executive boards, having their own group of friends, and really finding their new home here at Case Western. Something else you can see in this camera right now, we see the first years we were just talking about running through Adelbert, right next to the Korean MS vehicle, who appear to be helping out some bystanders as well, and it appears the race is still going, y'all, and I don't know, it looks a little bit brighter than it did this morning, so maybe the sun is peeking out a little bit.
It really does. It's nice to see a little bit of the sun peeking out, as you said there. So then, have you been in Taft all 4 years then as an RA?
I have. All 3 years. First year, I lived there. And then after that, I became an RA my second year and was able to stay there for the rest of my career here at Case. So, truly, I've never lived anywhere but
You're
Taft
a loyalist.
Case Western. You could say so.
Loyalist at Taft.
You could say so.
That's hilarious. You see in our larger shot of the three right now, that'll be the first years. That's Anastasia Burke, biochemistry major with a concentration in cancer biology. Favorite place in Cleveland? The Botanical Gardens.
That's
I'll
a great
say.
place.
Right next to campus. Really convenient, especially when you're newer and might not want to explore the rest of the city as much. And amazing. Free for students. The butterfly exhibit. I think about I haven't gone in probably a year or two, but I think about the butterfly exhibit a lot. It's really cool.
Yes. Now, and the Botanical Gardens has a lot of options. You have the huge greenhouse that is divided between Madagascar and, I believe, Costa Rica. So you have an incredibly humid tropical half and then a very, very dry, more desert-like half. And then you also have an outdoor kind of walkway that goes far into the Botanical Gardens, which is surprising. Every time I go there, I feel like I'm somewhere else. It's not like I'm, in the middle of University Circle with buildings and hospitals and restaurants. It's like I'm in, in the forest. So it's really nice and refreshing being able to go there and kind of take a break from the urban style of University Circle. And here in this view, you can see the Mather Quad, and I really appreciate those blue flags that are lining the way here for our runners to make sure they know exactly where they're going. Now we're back to our orange friends, who I believe are our grad students, and we have this runner running through that bridge that is right over the rail lines there, and right behind them you have the sophomores. Ooh, catching up, trying to get right past them.
The grad students are losing some traction. I know it's something we covered earlier that, generally their pace does get a little slower throughout because there are more repeat runners. But again, we've never seen them in third, fourth place before. So I think I'm rooting for them to try to, make it happen this year. They have just slid down now into fifth place, but very close. It's very tight right now. That was a Srikant Shavali from the grad students studying electrical engineering. Fun fact about him, he says, I'm going to be here forever. It's a long degree, my friend. It's a long degree.
It takes years to become A PhD, holy heck.
It really
Everyone
does.
pursuing a PhD here at Case Western, I respect you.
That's funny. That's really funny. And then, yeah, just usurping him from the sophomore class was Angie Getz, biology major, psychology and chemistry minors from Solon, Ohio. Favorite place in Cleveland? Any Metro Parks. The nature in the city really is great here, honestly.
Here you got a quick snapshot of the Crew EMS ambulance as well, running right through where the runners are coming. And you see that sophomore runner has indeed passed the grad students. It appears the race is moving, positions are changing, and again, we still got a lot left, so stay tuned.
Now, this is fantastic, right? We can see 4 classes in one shot with our tri-camera multi-view here, with the tri-multi-view. So we're looking here again, juniors in first place, trying to secure the burger and beer dinner. We're nearing a handoff now for the sophomores and the grad students shortly behind. Grad students looking to try to get that pace up a little bit and get back into that second, third, fourth place range. After crossing Euclid is where the handoff will occur. Again, great to see so many community members supporting, showing signs, just showing the love, right, to the runners. It's, as we were talking to earlier with our friend from the first years, it's not an easy race. Like, you can think it's easy, but it can be tiring, and it's hard to keep the pace up.
Yep. You might have short little tracks that you're running, right? But you want to run them fast. It might be 2 minutes, but it's 2 minutes depending. Could be a sprint for you, could be a jog for you, but I'm sure everybody's trying to run as fast as they can. And running as fast as you can for 2 minutes, I don't know. It seems very difficult.
Now have a quad cam for you. Sophomore handoff went from Angie Getz to Lena McMillan. From the grad students went from Strickland to Ray Dwyer. Ray Dwyer here for a genetic counseling program from Lindenhurst, Illinois. You're seeing now a zoomed in shot of some students waiting. That'll be the middle of the right hand side of the screen on the Mather Quad area. Mather Quad, home of the humanities at Case Western Reserve University. Lots of different buildings there. One kind of random unique element, you might be able to see it from that shot when we had it, was there's a current sundial. And it's been present since 1986, but there was actually an original sundial made and placed there in 1906. And in the years from 1906 for a couple decades after, students used to circle around it as a rallying point for campus events, even before football games. Which is kind of funny because now no one even really knows about the sundial there.
Nope. I have definitely noticed it, but I never realized it had a history.
Yeah, right? I've seen it and I was like, okay, that's cool. You know?
Yeah, it's just there.
But I think that's the unique part about this university and this area, just in that there is so much history everywhere, even hidden in nooks and crannies or things you walk by every day that you just don't think to look at.
Absolutely.
Really, the grad students and sophomores continue to be really close together, really neck and neck, vying for that 4th spot.
Oh, you can see the sundial there on the right.
There you can. There you go. There you go. Thanks for seeing that. I missed it. I missed it there. So again, we're looking at juniors in the lead, just behind them, seniors. I think first years early in that second lap usurped the grad students, so there would be first years, then sophomores, then grad students. But we haven't seen the first years in a while, so curious if we could get a shot of them at some point, just learning where they might be at.
Look at those grad students cheering each other on, and he's off. It's great to see this teamwork going on right between the classes, but also among different classes too.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Within the class, that was Anurag Muniraj, who's getting a PhD in mechanical engineering from Bangalore, India. His favorite place in Cleveland, it's the Calvin Smith Library.
There's one dedicated man right there.
Yeah, I think when you're getting a PhD in Mechie, that might have to be the case. That's funny.
I think that is
That's
green
gonna be,
shirt.
I think we're seeing.
Right?
I think we're seeing green underneath, and given the position, I think that would be the junior class.
Oh yes.
They're going to be rounding North Residential Village.
Yeah, we're in Bellflower Road right now in front of what? L'Albatross, right? That very nice French restaurant stuck between a Denny's and a now extension of a Jolly Scholar, actually. It used to be Dave Supworks, but now it has become this Jolly extension where they have really good pizza, and they also have some games to play as well.
You see, this is why I desperately need you on this broadcast, right? It's been too long. So wait a minute. So it's just, is it the same, like run by the same folks?
I
as
believe
Jolly?
so.
Okay,
It's still
okay.
Jolly. I can look at my phone right now and try to figure out the name of the place, but
Yeah.
they do sell pizza, they sell wings, and it is for students on the meal plan, and it is called Jolly's Pizza.
No
Right.
kidding.
Yeah, they
right
have
near
tables.
first year areas.
Yes,
That's
it's
great.
beautifully placed.
Den's still
and
open till like
Den's
2, 3
still
a.m.
open
as
till
well?
2, 3 a.m.
Great,
So if
love
you're a
that.
student on campus and it is past literally 10 p.m., the Den is your food option. It is a Denny's that is termed the Den, and it looks like a 80s diner smack in the middle of North Residential Village, and it's a great option for not just, your burgers and fries and chicken fingers, but also some good salads, I have to admit.
You know, that was my spot my first year. I have way too fond memories of that place. And I just look back, I'm like, Alex, that was a Denny's. But I loved it, and it was on the meal plan. It was great.
Yep.
It was just fantastic. So that's interesting. Little chains there around campus, as you said, right next to L'Albatross. Have you been there before?
Not L'Albatross.
Okay. I went there for my graduation.
That is
there.
exactly. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah?
My parents don't know, but I'm going to ask them. L'Albatross, if you all don't know, it is a very nice, very upscale French restaurant. It is, again, very interestingly positioned between a Denny's and a now Jolly's Pizza. But it is a great restaurant from what I hear, and they have some really good food. Ooh, and here we go. The juniors have passed on their baton, and again, putting in the work and turning those engines on. We're now looking at the Mather quad you can see there, and there we go. Here is number 19 for the juniors. His name is Andrew Hahn. Andrew Hahn is majoring in electrical engineering, and he is from Ithaca, New York. His favorite place in Cleveland is Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
Big Cavs fan.
Oh, yeah.
Love to see it. As you can see on the back, the slogan for the junior class, run hard, eat free. They are running to win their burger and beer dinner.
Dude,
that is their objective.
That is it.
Which
Talk
is,
about motivation.
Right? It really is. It really, really is. Yeah, Andrew here. This is going to be the last leg of the second lap for the junior class. So Andrew looking to close it off on a positive note. We have seen a definite dip in pace, if we're being honest, for the juniors here. This race is getting tighter. We're going to be looking at likely somewhere around maybe just over 51 minutes to get done with the second lap. So a couple minutes slower than their first lap, and they're trending at a pace a little bit below last year. So we're going to see if another class can take advantage. Again, I'm not totally sure where the first years are right now, but a little bit behind will be the seniors. So your class will be vying for second.
Yeah, looking for them, man. Oh, we see them in one of the cameras trying to figure out. I think they're right now, the seniors are on Bellflower Road. Again, passing in front of that Jolly's Pizza place we were talking about before. But the juniors, as you can see in your main camera there, you see binary walkway. Right there is where the handoff is going to happen to start that third lap. And it appears, again, they are comfortably in the lead.
As you said, Alex, the third lap about to begin, and the handoff is complete. We're looking at a time of 51:27 for the juniors who are leading the way right now. Again, we were looking at ideal target time of 25 minutes per lap. They were above that target time after the first lap. Now they're a little bit behind, but again, they're probably looking at a somewhat comfortable, probably 90-second to 2-minute lead over the senior class, if I had a guess. Maybe actually a little more than that. So it looks like their lead is probably going to be the same gap as it was after that first leg. It's just a lot of the other classes have slowed a little bit as well. Probably not going to be a record-setting Hudson Relays time this year, but we could definitely get some competitiveness. That's for sure.
She's on Zoom while she's running.
Look at this here. We have a senior runner on Zoom as she's running. That's Adriana Camor.
Hello. Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Hello, we can hear you. You are on Zoom while you're running, aren't you, Adriana?
I am. I'm committed to the bit right now.
Wow, this is amazing.
Fantastic.
Okay, are you exhausted? How is this going?
I'm exhausted and exhilarated at the same time.
I love it. It's great to meet you, by the way. I'm Alex. I graduated in 22. Alongside me is current senior Alex Flores.
Graduating this year. I cannot wait.
Awesome.
Adriana, you are running. You are pushing through. You are a senior like me, my friend. Is this your last time running? Your first time running?
I've run for the past 3 years.
Nice.
So I'm excited for this.
I love it.
Will
What
be
made you
my
want to run
last.
the first time?
Really, my friends pushed me into it. I'm so glad that they motivated me to do this race.
That's lovely.
It's so awesome.
Gotta make sure to keep those friends around, right? And keep an eye out for that
Exactly.
Adelbert Euclid intersection. Make sure to look at Crew PD and make sure you're crossing when it's nice and safe, right? Appreciate you multitasking right now. But one last question for you, my friend. Are we going to win this year?
Oh, I sure hope so. Let's see.
That's right. Well, you're putting in the work.
Catch us up.
Yeah,
pass along the message. You're about 2 minutes behind. You're in the running. You have 2 minutes behind the junior class. You can do this.
Okay, I believe in us, seniors.
Yes.
We got this.
We thank you for representing us as a class of 2025. Adriana, you are amazing. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for having me.
Have a good luck finishing your leg.
Oh, thank you.
Woohoo, almost there. Oh, goodness.
Thanks again there. That was awesome. Honestly, kudos to her, right? Talking while running and still maintaining a really solid pace. She's done it before. She knew what to expect. First years, there we go. We've been looking for them. They're making a run. They did maintain their third place standing. They're going to be, and the handoff just happening now for the seniors. A little drop slowed them slightly.
Got a banana running there, it appears.
So we're going to look at just over 2 minutes behind. The first years are going to be close after that. We got a pretty tight race on our hands right now. We got a pretty tight race on our hands, which is exciting. That's David Ampama from the first years who's running and trying to finish out that lap. If we could see that handoff there, that'd be great. He's a biochemistry major from DC. Favorite place in Cleveland, Progressive Field. I have to root for him now, right? Just a little biased. Pace slowing a little bit. Overall, that was a great lap for the first years. They're really in this.
Yeah, they're catching up, man. They're catching up.
They are. And obviously, if you want a steak and champagne dinner, you have to win your first year. So there's a lot on the line for them if they want high stakes. Let me also add, this is his second leg.
Yeah.
David's run 2 legs in the first 2 laps.
Look at those bips, right? 4 and 13.
Impressive. Very impressive.
And the handoff happened.
They're clocking in at around 45 seconds below the seniors, and we're looking at 3.5 minutes below the juniors. So the juniors have a lead, but I would not call it a comfortable one. I certainly would not call it a comfortable one.
We're about halfway there, right?
Yeah, about 40%. About 40%.
Almost.
Yeah. So almost halfway, which is exciting.
Nick's got another interview. You guys want to toss?
I think we also have another interview from Nicholas here, going to talk with one of the representatives from the junior class. Take it away, Nicholas.
Hi there. The juniors have kept the pace going with a huge lead. I have Andrew here, an electrical engineer. He brought it on this lap. Huge lead. How did it feel? Now looking behind and seeing that you had left everyone in the dust.
It felt great. It felt great. You know, there's the people cheering me on here. I had a lot of energy. We really wanted to win this year, so yeah, a lot of energy going to the fast.
Perfect. I asked one of your colleagues who flew through here about, will the juniors keep the lead? And you have certainly increased that lead. Do you think the energy will keep going?
I think so for sure. We really want this, so I think everyone's going to lock in. We're going to try to set a real good time.
Perfect. And is this your first relays?
No, I ran last year too.
Perfect. We can tell by that speed and agility. Thank you so much, Andrew. Now back to you in the studio.
Indeed.
Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate it. I think that's the funny part of this race, right? Like, it can feel like a lead is massive because you're looking back and you're like, I don't see anybody because you're 2 minutes ahead. But when we're looking at something that is 2+ hours long, you can easily just slowly chip away, and all of a sudden a lead vanishes. So I think it's interesting to see the juniors are feeling confident, but they have to make sure that doesn't broach on overconfidence.
Oh, yes. And here we're looking at that first year. Now we're looking at the grad students. Grad student is running right between Twing and Tink again, running into KSL Oval. KSL Oval is always a great place for events to happen, nice and outdoors. And look at this alumni. He looks like he is ready to keep pushing and try to catch up to those first years. They're not that far off, right?
No, this is really, in terms of class over class, this is one of the closest races we've ever seen from top to bottom, which is fantastic. Usually, again, it's a couple classes vying for that 1 to 4 spot, and then 5 and 6 individually are quite a bit behind. So it's great to see a really competitive race top down. Junior's still in the lead, though.
Yeah, no, they are, and it's amazing to see. You know that you saw that green shirt junior there running top of the hill, and then we have this red shirt sophomore running on a Mather quad, orange shirt grad student running what appears to be at Delbert Road, I think. Yeah, heading into that bridge between Fribly, and now we have this alumni running right around KSL Oval. Look at all these different people enjoying the different parts of our campus, and truly, I think we're using it to the best of our ability, and I think University Circle Incorporated will be proud. And look, we have a sophomore as well, running, I think, also between
They're just behind. Behind. This is stunning.
Yeah.
We've never seen a sophomore. Sophomores are in 6th place right now. And they took the lead over the grad students and were above the alumni. So when we were looking at those top teams, something must have changed where the sophomores fell quite a bit behind here. And the grad students looking to slow a little. You're seeing in the back, the alumni are going to be behind. It's going to be tight for who's going to finish off that second lap first. If we can stay there, really interested to see how that second lap's going to end. All right, let's see. Alumni versus grad students here. And you're going to see soon after, the sophomores are coming right behind too. So we have all 3 classes in one here. This is Joy Lau from Taiwan trying to finish things up for the grad class. Again, these are exhausting laps. And the handoffs occurred.
Wonderful.
So really what we're looking at is 3 tiers right now of classes. Tier 1 are the juniors. And then the second lap, they were looking at around 51:30. Tier 2 are the seniors and the first years. They're both about 2.5 minutes behind. Then Tier 3, we have grad students, alumni, and sophomores. They're each around 3 to 4 minutes behind them. And the handoffs just occurred for the alumni. They're clocking in at 59:23 at the end of the second lap here. Sophomores, just handoff after that. Wow, 3 handoffs right in a row, back to back to back. They're clocking in at 59:32. We have a total of 22 seconds separating the grad students and the alumni, and another 9 seconds between the alumni and the sophomores. This is gonna be a nail biter. We got a fight on our hands.
It really is, and that is always good to hear. You know, it's always good to see that the different classes are right behind each other, so we don't know who's going to win. We gotta keep watching, we gotta keep following them, gotta keep encouraging them through those Zooms. If you're walking around, if you're in the Jolly Scholar, take a step outside and cheer them on when they come towards you, right? Because anything can help, anything can make a difference right now. We're staying close.
You're absolutely right. It's close, it's a good race. Again, overhead shot here of our quad. And you're seeing these classes that are just tight right now. This is a close race here. Alumni, my class, in the rear currently. Hoping to make up some time here. Looking at this beautiful campus here again. Sun's starting to peek out just a little bit more. We're looking at a day that's honestly perfect to run in. You know, we're looking at here in Cleveland, maybe a little cold. It's just under 50 degrees, but again, you're probably not going to be super sweaty. So that's nice. And again, once again, I got to say it again. Kudos to the alumni and especially the grad students. These are classes that generally aren't super competitive and are very much in it this year, particularly the grad students. The grad students are really fighting, and not only fighting, but performing. They're competing with these current classes, and I, at least in my 7 years announcing, have not seen that occur. They're going to see them round the quad here, making their way over to Little Italy, and look at this. It's going to be tight here with the grad students and the sophomores, with the sophomores just passing them by. We saw this at the start of lap 2. It's happening again lap 3, and it flipped right back. And that's what we're talking about when we say it's unpredictable. You just never know. And it's going to be funny. You're going to see sophomores and grad students running one way on the bridge as the juniors run the other way. They're in a good position.
They're in a great position, it seems.
Alex, your class, a lot of the other classes have made it very clear they don't want a junior victory.
That is true.
How are you feeling as you're seeing this the lead maybe extend a little bit here?
You know, I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about the rest of the classes, but I think, honestly, there is still hope, everybody. If anyone's listening and you're running, keep running. Keep running fast. And if you're getting ready for your lap, listen to me. We can do it. Just believe in yourself and keep running hard. But yeah, it appears the juniors have a good lead, but that doesn't mean that we're out of the park yet. We still got 3 more laps left, so still time. There's still time. Whatever happened in these last 2 laps can be completely turned around in the next 3 laps, so there is always hope. But at the end of the day, it's great to see everybody running, everybody out here supporting each other and really enjoying each other's company. And again, the beautiful, beautiful spring blooms that you can see in that great take. Oh, when you I don't know if you saw it there, but you might see that red shirt under the roof of the elephant stairs going from bottom of the hill to top of the hill. There we go. That, I think, is a grad student or a sophomore. I can't tell if it's red or orange.
A sophomore,
yeah. It's a red shirt. So they're going up the elephant steps. Definitely not the easiest part of this course, going up those stairs.
As you said, Alex, that is a brutal leg. There are some legs where you're going downhill, momentum carries you, and then that one exists. I mean, people don't want to walk that on a normal day.
No. Oh, look, do I see a pickup truck cheering on the racers?
That is amazing.
The alumni.
Talked earlier about how in the past, some classes would cheat in the race. And I'm saying the past, we're talking 100 plus years ago. They would cheat in the past by driving cars. Now we have cars driving by to support the runners. How great is that? Look at that evolution over time. That's the unity we like and need to see. Have our tri-cam here, once again, all new this year. Amazing to see so many classes at once. And now that we're at the midpoint of this race as well, now that we're at this midpoint where we've gotten used to what's going on and we're not quite at the end, I do want to take some time to just thank Media Vision once again. Mention that there are 15 technicians this year. Huge thank you to Davey Barris, technical director, Noah DeSantis, audio technician, production manager, Nina DeSalvo. In addition, we have so many camera operators that are making sure every single shot is gathered. Thank you, Mike Becker, Byron Weems, Shayna Perlman, Andrew Majeski, Brandon Adams, Matt Triola, Jeff Casarda, Robert Benny, and Jake Kovitz. None of this happens without that team, and obviously none of it happens without the COC as well. So huge thank you to Aranka and Ava for organizing this year's iteration, number 116. Live look here at the juniors, extending the lead going on through Mather Quad. They're going to have to go around Mather Quad, all of North Residential Village, and then circle back. Couple minutes until the end of their third lap. And you're seeing here on the decline from, or I should say on the downhill from the bridge will be the seniors, probably similar to before, around a 2-minute gap. They are, as we've established, they are the best shot of maybe the juniors not winning, but that's assuming you don't want the juniors to win. And there's a piece of me that says, hey, it'd be kind of cool to see a burger beer dinner, right?
I know.
Even to vie for steak and champagne. Maybe when one team wins, you just, again, it's that natural instinct to not want them to, but they've worked for this. They were focused since year 1. They're even more focused in year 3. There are real stakes. They're fighting for it.
That is so fair. And right now, if you see in the senior shirt, that is Amelia. Amelia is a swimmer here at Case Western. Shout out to all of those student athletes that somehow, in some way, balance out your classes, your clubs, as well as your athletic responsibilities. Training early every day and going to competitions in different states, different colleges. Kudos to you all. And as you can see in this double view over here, we have the juniors running. Yep, what I believe is Mather Quad running towards Ford right next to Bellflower, and it is about to be a handoff to a different junior who's going to keep running into the north with the residential village. And now on the right side, you can see that first-year student, I believe, yes, running down Adelberg Road right past that bridge that was coming from Fribley, and they are running towards what is the Mather Quad and Twing and Severance Hall and all of that. But as you can see, the juniors are running down Bellflower next to the Weatherhurst School of Management as well as the Mandel School of Social Sciences. So again, enjoying the background, the surrounding campus. It is amazing to see how diverse our campus is with different colleges merging throughout the years, whether it's the Mather College of Women, the Adelberg College, Case Institute of Technology. Our campus is composed of a lot of different styles of different buildings from different times and different colleges. So it's amazing to see them all come together as the runners run through and past all these wonderful buildings. And there on the right, you see that Amelia is coming right back up, going down down Adelbert Avenue, and you see that sign on the left. That is one of those historical signs. We have a lot of those on campus because, like Alex said before, our campus is full of history. We have some of those signs right there. That one, I think, is about the Underground Railroad. We have a sign in front of the Millis building about the Mickelson and Morley experiment. Here at Case Western, we are proud to have been home to Mickelson and Morley experiment that I believe did some very important things in the field of science. But yeah, and now we have a third view over here of that red-shirted sophomore who is, I believe, on top of the hill, trying to make their way down towards Little Italy. So again, 3 classes, and seniors are now running in front of Severance Hall, running into KSL Oval, trying to catch up to those juniors who are right now, again, passing what appears to be, the ugly statue, the iconic ugly statue. For those of you that don't know, Alex, I don't know if this was true in your time. Probably
man.
is. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Hey, we overlapped by a year.
That is true. As I said it, I realized you are really not that old, my friend.
Thank you.
You just have a lot of
feels
experience.
Great. Thank you so much. I'm not that old. Go on.
But the ugly statue is known to have some sort of bat juju around it, so no students are to walk under the ugly statue because it is believed, it is said, at least in my time, if you walk under it, I think you fail an exam or don't graduate. One of those two. I know that has changed over time, but believe me, I have not met one person who walks under the ugly statue. Even if they're not very superstitious, that's just something you don't do as a Case Western student. The ugly statue, you don't walk under it.
Now you know someone who walked under it.
Oh, and he made it. Guys, he has disproven this myth.
Let me tell you, first off, back in my day, which apparently was decades ago, back in my day, we still did it. It was no one walked under it. I'm like, I don't care about superstition. So, just me, I still walked under it. Now, I also realize we have another live runner on Zoom. How are you doing today? I think we can see in the bottom right corner there. How you doing today? How's the run going?
Pretty good.
It looks like you're sprinting out there.
I still have a one from the quad to the back quickly, all uphill. That's done.
Nice.
Now,
welcome into the broadcast. You're live here. Is this your first year running the Hudsons, or did you run last year too?
I ran last year.
Nice. What made you want to run when you started off?
I was junior training for basketball.
Love it. Absolutely love it. I'm Alex, by the way. Nice to meet you. I graduated in 2022. I have another Alex alongside me, current senior. I think he has some questions for you as well.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Eli, I hear you're from California, my friend. You're very far from home. How do you like Cleveland so far? Second year here.
I mean, people are quite nice.
Yeah, Cleveland's very nice. That's good to hear, my friend. Thank you so much for zooming in and running at the same time. I admire you right now. Make sure to be careful out there, man. And one last question before you get back to running. Is the sophomore class going to win this year?
Please.
I think we're having some audio issues, but thank you so much, Eli. It was great to chat with you. We'll talk to you soon.
Good job, man. And he handed off that baton to the next sophomore runner who is sprinting down the bridge that connects south side, the Fribley area with the quad as well. Wow, look at him go.
Jurgis Vast there, math, computer science major, music minor, also from California. Looking to try to get some time back for the sophomores. But as I was saying, that ugly statue, it's, everyone said, don't walk under it, don't walk under it. And, I just like it. I'm like very anti-superstitious. So one of my good friends from work, whenever we say something, she's always like, we got to knock on wood. And I'm like, no, I never knock on wood. And then but genuinely, people will get like anxious because I won't do it. So anyways, that's my theory. I think you just shouldn't believe in that stuff, and then you're not constrained by it.
Hey, man, that is one side of that coin,
Like you're wrong and you're risking your life here,
I will be honest here. I also don't believe in the whole ugly statue thing. However, you don't see me walking on the ugly statue. I don't think it's worth risking it.
It's not worth the risk.
I don't think it's going to happen. But
hey, I graduated.
You did. You did. That is true.
I did it. I made it.
You did do it. Despite.
Despite walking.
Despite your risky actions.
I know. That's so funny.
I love this view over here. You see on the left of the sidewalk next to Adelbert. There you can see that, again, this historical sign with the beautiful blooms and the runner right in the back there. On your left, for those of you that aren't on campus and perhaps remember, you have UH, University Hospitals, a level 1 trauma center here in Cleveland, one of very few. And on the right, you would have Adelbert Hall, where most of the administration's offices are. The president's office is in there as well. And yeah, it's wonderful to see, again, the beautiful springtime here at Case Western in Cleveland. Happy to be here.
That's absolutely right. I know a lot of these buildings centralized around the quad. New addition to the quad. It's a big deal here at CWRU. The Interdisciplinary Science and Engineering Building, or the ISEB, at the former site of Yost Hall. It's a 5-story, 189,000 square foot facility designed to accelerate breakthroughs in critical research fields. It's going to be the largest building in the Case Quad, broke ground last year to be completed by fall of 26. I was wondering earlier if we would get any shots of it in the background. It doesn't look like we will, but just something to note as you're going to see so many runners round the quad that the quad's getting a real upgrade soon. And I'm sure for like someone like again, I was a business major, so I probably wouldn't have been there anyways. But for someone in your area, is it a big deal like within the programs?
My year, my friend, means nothing. We'll now be here when it opens.
But are people talking about it a lot?
Yeah, it's really exciting. There's a lot of excitement around this building because it's meant to be, again, an interdisciplinary building. So it's going to connect engineering with biology, right? Here at Case Western, we have our big 2 groups. We have your biology, science, pre-meds, and you have your engineering, BME, biomedical engineering as well group. We have a lot of other majors as well and different populations on campus, but those are the 2 main most populous groups on campus. So having one building dedicated to the connection between these 2 different populations with different ways of studying things that come together to find the best solutions to some of life's most difficult issues. So there's excitement around this building. There's also definitely some intrigue, right? Like I mentioned before, our campus is very, very diverse. So seeing a very modern style of building come up next to other buildings that are not as modern, it's going to be interesting to see, right? How does this new building stand next to Rockefeller or the Amasa Stone Chapel? We'll see. We'll see when it finishes up. But look at that grad student.
That's what I was going to say. He came out of the gates at a blistering pace. That's Brian Kratt. He is trying to catch up to the sophomores, and he's doing a good job of it. This guy clearly has experience running. He actually said that his favorite campus memory was doing the Spartan-thon color run. So this is a guy who runs frequently, enjoys it, and clearly is good at it. Getting a little tired at the end here, but his leg's about to end, so he did a great job of trying to make up some time as the grad students have fallen behind the sophomores just a little bit.
And as you can see in the background there, you see the Peter B. Lewis building, one of our gems, you could call it, at our campus. It is a special building. It, again, doesn't really match any other architecture on campus, but it is, I think that was on purpose. It is a very, very special building. Alex, you have more to say about this building, I believe.
Oh, well, I did. I was there for 4 whole years. Oh, man. But yeah, PBL, that's obviously where the business school's housed. It's famous for having no right angles, which is kind of fun and interesting when you're in there. It's like a twisty, windy experience. It was opened in 2002. So we have, we're going to talk a little bit more about PBL in a little bit, but I think we have a live shot of the watch party at the Jolly Scholar with our Hudson chair and co-chair, Aranka and Ava. I don't know if you can hear us, but how are you both doing?
Hello. Hi.
Well, you did great with your speeches earlier. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. Thanks for hosting it. We're here at Dolly. I'm going to turn the screen.
Yeah, we wanted to get a live shot of the watch party.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining at the Jolly Scholar. Look at this. That is community. That is Case Western and Spartan love in the flesh.
There are a lot of runners there. People are really hanging out. How's the food?
How's the food?
I
love it. That's awesome. Look at this. You've really upgraded this year with this watch party. Shout out to you both.
Thanks.
Well, we'll talk to you soon. I know it's really loud in there, but thanks for giving us the live look. We were really hoping to get one.
Thank you so much. Woo!
Keep cheering on and keep enjoying the race. As you can see on the right here on your screens, we have this alumni runner going past the KSL Oval and going into the Mather Quad, where we just saw that grad student blistering through.
Yes.
So the alumni are not too far off.
They're not too far off. I also do want to say, once again, I've said it before, Aranka, Ava, huge shout out to them. I think this year, again, as someone who's seen the Hudsons for 7 years, the level of organization and precision and excitement around the race, I think has really reached new heights this year, and I credit them a lot. So shout out to them. They have done an absolutely fantastic job. I know before we were talking a little bit about where the runners were. Now we have another runner, as you said, Alex, running by the Peter B. Lewis building, as I said. Famously, no right angles. You see it in the background right there. Former chairman of Progressive Insurance was Peter B. Lewis. He donated $37 million for this to be built in 1999.
Not much.
The equivalent of $70 million today.
Yeah,
nothing at all. And the reason why the architecture is so different is because it's by Frank Gehry. He was the architect. He's literally world famous, and essentially he's known for these buildings that quote unquote defy categorization, are really just intricate and unique. He's designed Spain's Guggenheim Museum, the Walt Disney Concert Hall, and the Dancing House in Prague. So some really famous buildings along with PBL.
It appears the juniors just did one more handoff. It appears that third lap was just concluded by the juniors. And on the right, you see that red pickup truck of alumni really cheering on their team. It is lovely to see everybody coming in different ways, different methods to cheer on their class and cheer on their friends. And a unicorn as well, I think. So there for a second.
I love that. Thanks for shouting that out, Alex. As we're looking at pacing here, they have just around hit the 25-minute mark for that second leg. So I would say that was a really strong showing for them, and I'd say, third lap. So for their third lap, they hit 25 minutes. It was a strong showing. It's exactly what they needed after a slower second lap. They're right now pacing for probably 2 or 3 minutes slower than last year, but I would be surprised if it's not enough to win if they keep this pace up, right? But that is an if, because things can change quickly.
And right now in this view, you see the wonderful trees we have on campus. Right now, that is the quad. We're looking at the back of what I believe is Bingham, one of our buildings on campus. And right around this area, I think to your left, you can't really see it in that camera shot, but we have our Case Western windmill. We actually have a windmill on campus with the Case Western logo right up top, which is an amazing opportunity here for students to study, right, different sustainable methods of energy. And right there, we have this junior who just went off this handoff and is running through right past the quad. And we're going towards the Fribley Bridge, right, to hand off that baton to, once again, one of the most treacherous parts of this race, that is going up the elephant steps. Oof. Look at that energy.
You don't want. There's the juniors again, still in the lead. We're taking a live look here at Adam Khatib, accounting and finance major with a minor in economics. Fun fact about him, he's ambidextrous.
Huh? I wonder if he's going to swap hands he's holding the baton with.
Yeah, right? Just do a little juggle action while he's running. Why not? You're going to see him run over that bridge. And in the back left corner, you're going to see the art studio, which is intended for students interested in developing or nurturing artistic and creative talents, right here at a prime spot on campus.
Very cool studio.
Have you been in? I actually haven't been in before.
I have. I think once, for no specific reason. But when you go in there, the architecture itself is special too. It looks like what I think Spanish buildings would look like in Spain, with like the windows and the brick and the colors.
Really?
So it's a cool building to be inside of. Yeah.
That's really interesting. Probably too late for me, but now I really wish I went into these 4 years.
Hey, maybe after this we get some lunch and check out the art studio. I don't know.
I'm game.
On a Saturday, might be close.
Got some tri-camera action for you. Taking a look at the juniors at our main view. Top right, we got the sophomores. Bottom right, we got the seniors. We saw him run before. He's running again. This is our favorite friend in the... Is that the banana costume?
That is the banana costume.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Hopefully he won't slip on himself.
I love it.
Thank you.
Good one.
But yeah, and we see the juniors going up. The elephant steps. Again, we don't wish that on absolutely anyone here. But the elephant steps, they... look at the junior cheering on the other junior going up the elephant steps. That is right. That is the love. That is the encouragement. And those elephant steps, again, communicate the bottom of the hill, South Residential residence halls with the top of the hill. And the bottom of the hill, if you hear your own rest hall, please shout. We have House. We also have Alumni House. You have Tippett, and you have Staley. Top of the hill, you have the three up top there. You have Glazer, you have Mickelson, and you also have Cush. So it's good to see, again, different parts of campus from different years. And something on top of the hill that I don't think I mentioned to you, Alex. Carlton Commons. It used to be, not sure what it was used for, probably some sort of dining hall or event place. It is a massive building right up top of the hill. Well, this year it was reopened, and it was reopened as a dining hall. So I think dinner there Monday through Thursday is open to students, and it was reopened that way. The new students in the new residence halls in the South Residential Village have somewhere else to eat as well, other than Fribley. So Fribley won't get overrun. So our campus is growing slowly here and there. We got a new residence halls this year. Got it opening up right back again, Carlton Commons as a dining hall, and we have the interdisciplinary science and engineering building going up in the quad. So Case Western is blooming as well, just like those streets you see in the middle view on the right.
That's interesting. So there's a lot of change going on. So just to clarify then, so then Fribley's still good.
Fribley's good.
And then it's just also Carlton. And is it because of the new res hall that there's just so many people there that they need two now?
Yeah, Southside is growing, and the food has to grow with it. Food.
That is really cool. Wow, okay. A lot of changes. How is Carlton? Have you been in?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not, but I've heard good things. I heard they have a good pasta bar. I heard they have good options, and they have good pizza. Let's talk about the pizza here on campus, because why not? I think, personally, Fribly Pizza is up top, honestly. It's for some reason, everyone that makes that Fribly Pizza puts a lot of love into it, and you can actually see them make the pizza. And they have some really cool ovens there as well. You can actually see them put it in and take them out. After the Fribly Pizza, I would say the Jolly's Pizza up there in North Residential Village takes spot number 2. It is more rectangular pizza, it's a little bit thicker, but the sauce has a fantastic flavor, and the cheese really is just unseen, I would say, on campus. After the Jolly Pizza, I would say I've heard
you've
Carlton
really thought
Commons
this out,
is good.
haven't you?
Please, food.
What's number 3? Yeah.
Number 3 is Carlton Commons, from what I hear.
Okay.
Haven't tried it, but I was told it's right between Fribly and Leutner. And last, probably least, is Leutner Pizza. I will admit, Leutner Pizza is pizza. Not good, not bad. It's just pizza. But again, here at Case Western, we have lots of options when it comes to food, and it's great. You know, it's great. It's great to be able to pick what you're feeling for lunch, what you're feeling for dinner, especially being able to look at those menus online. But getting back into more important things, let's talk about this race, right? We have this 4 view of the juniors in the big view again. On the lead, they're top of the hill right now. In the top right, you see the sophomores there running right by PBL. No right angles like we were talking about before. The middle there, I think we have our Banana Senior. I think the handoff happened for the seniors, and now we're running towards Fribly, and we're going to cross that bridge. The bottom right, I think this is a quad cam, if I'm correct. Yep, so it appears another team did a handoff as well, and we'll see in that camera what shirt it was.
So, again, great to have the multi-view, great to get a look at everything. Here's how we're looking timing-wise in terms of the 3. The juniors are still in the lead. They made the handoff at the 1 hour, 17-minute mark. Just over 4 minutes behind them, we have the seniors. So the seniors are still in second place, but they did lose a minute compared to the last time. They're at 1 hour, 21 minutes. Then finally, we have the first years of the classes who have completed the third lap. The first years are about a minute and a half behind the seniors. So as we're thinking about it and as we're looking at it, the times are slowly extending class to class, which is good for really only the juniors.
I agree. And again, being able to look at these different views simultaneously is an amazing feat by Media Vision and the team that is making this happen, setting up cameras, getting here at 6 a.m., waking up probably earlier than that to make sure that those stationary cameras are set up, the golf carts are ready, the systems, all the technical stuff going on behind the scenes. Walking into this studio was amazing, getting to see the work and the technology that goes into making a live stream like this happen. So kudos and thank you to Media Vision and everyone that supported them in their journey, and all this camera friends out there, and the golf carts drivers, and again, everyone planning this, because it's been amazing thus far. And look at this grad student really going at it again, exiting Mather Quad, going right between Twing and Tink, heading towards KSL Oval to again do that handoff off the binary walkway on the quad.
So as we're looking at it here, the sophomores have a slight edge, probably about 1 minute over the grad students, and we seem to have lost the alumni. Haven't seen them in quite some time. I think my class is likely pretty deeply in the rear. Would be interested at some point to get a sense there, but obviously the focus has to be primarily on who our leader is, which continues to be the junior class.
Fascinating.
Grad students looking to close the gap here. Once again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Really impressive showing from them, and I know right now they're vying for 4th or 5th, but again, we're looking at historically in terms of pacing, they were getting lapped by multiple classes. So this is the best showing that I've really ever seen from them, and they've clearly put their best foot forward. An impressive year.
As you can see there in the elephant steps, we have it appears to be a junior cheering on, and some other other standbyers cheering on that first year going up the, again, treacherous elephant steps. Kudos to them.
Treacherous indeed.
And then you have that graduate student, again, approaching the binary walkway. The binary walkway, which called binary walkway because it appears to have numbers on it. But we have a runner on Zoom who has joined us today. Hello! It is nice to see you. I believe you can hear us. It is a little hard to hear you. And the Zoom, is making its way. But it appears you're on the quad. What's your name?
Skylar.
Awesome, Skylar. Thank you so much for joining us today. Skylar, how does it feel to be running in the Hudson Relays representing your second-year class?
Looking like we're having some visual issues here, just probably Wi-Fi cutting in and out.
Skylar, you're back? Yeah, how you feeling?
Feeling good, feeling fast.
Feeling fast. That is the way to feel today. Well, good job, Skylar. Keep running hard. Don't you dare slip. Multitasking is hard. But one last question for you. Is your class going to win today?
Oh yeah, we're going for last first right now.
Skylar, I have a quick question for you as well as you're running here. It looks like you've done it before. You know what you're doing. For the sophomore class, did you think about who's going to run which leg? Was there strategy there, or was it just like whoever can will do a certain leg?
Whoever can. I'm going to show up. Here we are. Some of my supporters.
Yes. Thank them all. They are cheering you on from
I love
Jolly
it.
Scholar from all the corners of the world on our live stream. Skylar, thank you. Thank you for putting your legs on that pavement and running for your second year class and making this Hudson Relays special and real. Keep running hard. Keep pushing. You guys got this. Good
Great
luck.
to hear from you, Skylar. Good luck out there.
Love the energy she brought.
Alrighty. Skylar from the sophomore class trying to get him back in the running. Right now they're in fourth. I do want to definitely hear from some more of the runners of what the strategy was, as we've talked about. Some of these legs are just so much tougher than others, right? Like, who gets that elephant stare leg? Is it just someone who's willing, or is it the best runner? Or is it someone who's good, maybe does rock climbing and good with incline, right? Like, there's a lot of potential ways where, you know, if these classes really wanted to really push the junior class, there are slight edges that I'd be interested in if the junior classes are doing that and are other classes as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. Great question. It appears, if you see the juniors there being cheered on by some people standing by, they're crossing Euclid right now in front of that new Case Western sign. That Case Western sign was actually just put into place a couple of months ago, I believe, potentially at the beginning of this semester, showing us the new Case Western logo that was also put in place, I think, last year. So Case Western's campus is getting a lot of redoing and rebranding, I would say. Potentially, we might see it on the right. We see that alumni running towards that handoff. To the right of that binary walkway, we have a new Case Western logo. Huge, massive sign spelling out CWRU right on the grass, right at the foot of the Amasa Stone Chapel. And you see that alumni running towards that handoff on the top right screen. On the left big screen, you see the sophomores running up the elephant steps. Ah, there we go. Look at that wonderful CWRU sign. It is massive. It is ginormous. And as a senior graduating, I'm excited to take some pictures by that sign. It's great photo op opportunity.
As you should. You're the first graduating class to be able to.
Yes, sir.
But as we're thinking about the race time here, if we can keep it on the alumni, that'd be great. Timing, I got to keep it on my class a little bit. We haven't seen enough of them. Come on now. Hey, thank you. So the handoff just happened. It's just about to happen here. We're going to be looking at not a really, really bad showing, but could be a little better ideally. So the juniors in the lead, an hour 17 at the 3-lap mark. The alumni in the rear, they're at an hour 30. So we're looking at a 13-minute gap from 1 to 6. Again, if we're looking at historical numbers here, we could see a 30-plus minute gap between the winning team, and generally it was the grad students. Really, again, the grad students putting up quite the fight this year. This is the closest race top-down we've ever had at the Relays. And for those of us just tuning in, it's great to have you with us. I'm Alex Gould. I'm a strategy analyst with the Cleveland Guardians, graduated from Case Western Reserve, majored in marketing in 2022. Alongside me, standout senior Alex Flores, neuroscience sociology, double major, current senior at Case.
Yes, sir.
Alex, you're over halfway done your first ever Hudson Relays broadcast.
It is true. It is true. It's been a fantastic time, man. I've been having a lot of fun watching everyone run, watching them put in the energy into this race, and really embodying what it's like to be a Spartan here at Case Western, right? Running for your class, representing the people that you love, that you go to class with and struggle through finals with at the end of the semester, which is crazy difficult and busy time here at Case Western, but we get to celebrate and we get to enjoy each other's company through the Hudson Relays this Saturday right before Springfest.
Legacy Week, Springfest, we've talked about it in the broadcast already. Like, it's a busy time. There's a lot happening on campus. It's exciting. It's great. It's lovely to see.
Indeed.
How are you feeling as graduation's coming along?
It's a bittersweet feeling, man. I'm sure you were there. I'm sure many of you all listening over here have been there too. It's been It's been a great time here at Case. I've met lots of fantastic people, done some amazing things as well with different organizations on campus, and I got to learn a lot and grow a lot. So it is bittersweet, right, leaving it all behind, but I am excited for my next chapter, right? Staying here one more year, working at the Cleveland Clinic, and applying to medical school, hopefully starting my next chapter of my life alongside my girlfriend who is listening to us. Hi, honey. And it's fantastic to be able to enjoy and really finish off my 4 years here at Case through an event like the Hudson Relays, right? So it's been an honor, really. Being alongside a 7-year veteran announcer of the Hudson Relays. It just comes out. But,
it's just natural. It's just the facts.
I don't know. Maybe it's the beard. but no, it's been an amazing experience, and it's been really fun being able to see this race from a little different angles, a little different cameras. Again, thanks to Media Vision, and seeing the runners put in the work and put in the effort to keep this century-old tradition going.
Yeah, 116-year-old tradition.
116-year-old tradition going. It's amazing.
It really is unbelievable. 9th year of the broadcast here, and the broadcast just been upped and upped every year. It just keeps evolving, changing, growing, and the place we've gotten to now is so impressive, right? We're looking at, and this is thanks to Media Vision. We're looking here at the junior class, but we have a total of 12 cameras, right? 2 golf cart operators, every angle covered. It really elevates the race in this broadcast to new heights. Current standings: number 1, juniors; 2, seniors; 3, first years; 4, sophomores; 5, grad students; 6, alumni. That's where we're at. Those are the rankings. They've been pretty steady, with the time slightly extending between each. If we're looking at tiers, it really still is the juniors in first in a tier of their own, the seniors and first years in that second tier. I'd say before the rest were all in a tier together, but now we're probably looking at the sophomores and grad students in a tier all in one, and the alumni probably just a little bit below. Going to be hard to get out of the basement, I would say, just given how this race has gone so far. Live look in here at the seniors.
That is Josue
Cervantes, mechanical engineering major from Pickens, South Carolina. You friends with him?
Yes, he actually lived in Taft when I lived in Taft as well. So.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes. He's a great guy, great energy, always participating on campus events, and we actually met through RHA, the Residence Hall Association, one of the great organizations here on campus that really makes sure that everyone's experience on campus is the best that it can be, and it seems he passed off that baton to another senior who is cranking it up out there. The seniors are trying to really catch on to those juniors there, and going again past the KSL Oval, and again, look at this senior. He has 2 bibs on. That means that this is his second time running on this race. So kudos to those that are able to do it not just once but twice.
That's dedication right there, right? That's real dedication, and it's tiring. It's hard, and that's one of the keys too, in terms of sometimes when we talked about sometimes maybe the grad students are a little behind, but a lot of these people are running 2 legs. It's very rare that you're seeing first years, sophomores, juniors, seniors running 2 legs, just because there's so many people that are interested. But sometimes those really good runners, those top runners, can also be intentionally placed in 2 legs to try to give their team just a little bit of an edge. And when we're looking at right now a 3 to 4 minute gap between the juniors and seniors, that is make-upable. So those little things could really impact the eventual outcome. Live look at here at the sophomores, just a little bit behind, trying to make their way, trying to catch up here. Ari Litt there, major in finance, minor in economics and history from New York, New York.
And again, if you can see this camera moving like that, that is a golf cart. That is a Media Vision camera person on a golf cart driven by volunteers trying to stay up with the runners. And this is a junior, again, running in what appears to be the North Residential Village. Yep, I think right behind Stores, another first year rest hall, and right next to Mather Park. I believe this is a softball stadium right in the North Residential Village.
That's right, yeah, that's right. That's actually, so there's obviously Mather Park, and then there's also Nobby's Ballpark. So 2 different places there for baseball to happen. I've been lucky enough to announce Case Athletics for also 7 years. That's a number I just keep throwing around here. Started my freshman year there, and just been a privilege to be able to continue to do so ever since. One of my absolute favorite hobbies and activities to do, whether it was outside of school or now outside of work. I love coming back to campus. I love seeing how the athletics department has also grown and evolved so much over time, where, I mean, it's gotten to a point now where we are so competitive in every sport across the UAA, and it wasn't always like that, and it's just great to see that evolution. Handoff there for the first years. It's definitely this was the class I was probably most interested in, because we didn't know what we were going to get. They were the wild card. They were the unpredictable ones. And I'd say they definitely put up a solid showing, but the juniors have been asserting their dominance. The class of 2026 is just really good. They've won the last 2 years for a reason. They put up a time of 2 hours, 5 minutes last year for a reason. That is a strong time. Again, they were 2 hours, 13 minutes 2 years ago. So I was hoping they would try to up it again and try to even beat the 2 hour mark. We're not trending that direction. If I had to guess now, I'd say we're probably going to look at 2 hours, 8 or 9 minutes for them, but still, that should probably be enough to win, given that they won by 8 minutes last year. So they were at 2:05 and second place was 2:13. And I think this year will probably be a similar second place finish, if I had to guess now. But there's a lot of race left, right? It's hard to say what's going to happen. 1 or 2 really slow legs could completely change the course of how this race goes.
Indeed. And again, it might look nice out there, but the ground is probably still wet, right? It was raining overnight. It was cold this morning, so hopefully everyone's staying safe out there, but anything could change. And if you look at the camera right now, we have a sophomore, James McDonald from New Jersey, my fellow Juniper Residential Community RA. James is majoring in electrical and computer engineering, and he's from Princeton, New Jersey. His parents and family are watching from New Jersey, so if you can hear us, hello. James loves you and misses you. And this is, again, James' second year at Case Western, and look at him running right down Adelbert Road.
His favorite memory on campus was actually the Hudson's last year, and he's been running since he was in second grade. So this is a guy who clearly runs a lot, enjoys it, definitely going to help the sophomores maybe bolster their position a little bit and try to compete with that first-year class that's just a couple minutes in front of them.
And now we're watching a junior cheering on and running again through the North Residential Village in front of Wade right there. Wade is our mail room, and a lot of different things happen at Wade. It's also where the crew marching band and orchestra band and other types of bands practice as well. And it's a very pivotal, I think it's very centric in the North Residential Village, as you can see, and running right past Wade is what I believe is Raymond House as well, part of Mislo community, the residential community. And now we're splitting up into 3 views. We see the alumni. They are running down what it looks to be Edge Hill Road towards Little Italy. And on the bottom right, you have James again showing up and going down Adelbert Road, approaching that Adelbert-Euclid intersection.
It's an exciting race. There's a lot happening. The teams are pretty close top down. Juniors obviously still maintaining that lead, though. The juniors are probably going to be a couple minutes off from finishing their 4th lap now. So we'll see what happens. The beauty of this event is, though, it's not always about who's winning, right? It's about the community. It's about bringing people together. It's about the unification. And we saw it just a couple minutes ago when we were at the Jolly Watch Party, right? We were seeing the number of runners there in one place, wanting to be together, all the classes melded, enjoying the food, enjoying the day, enjoying the time. And there's so much more to come, too, right? There's All Spring Fest, there's Legacy Week, and then for many of the classes, they can just do it all again next year. It's a special time of year right now, and I think it's especially special because finals can be so taxing, so tiring, and so much going on. And this is today ideally is a break from that, just a hard break where you can just have fun with yourself and your friends.
Indeed. And again, there was a hand up there for the sophomores, and we're running past KSL Oval there and running again between Twing and Tink, some of the student centers here on campus, which are really hotspots for most students on campus. There's lots of food options there, lots of offices. In Tink, you have the CSL office for volunteering, you have the Student Activities and Leadership office, the LGBTQ plus center, you have Greek Life is set there too, the Mother Center for Women is in there too, so shout out to all those amazing offices at Tink that support students throughout not just their careers at Case, but also their lives after.
Really want to think about the sophomore class pacing right now because they are speeding up, and they're speeding up fast. James McDonald had a great leg. Suraj Das now here with a fantastic leg. This has been a good run for the sophomores. They're obviously still quite a bit behind the juniors, as you can see, but I think the sophomores will be competing with the first years as this 3rd lap ends. We'll have to see, obviously, how the rest of it goes. But the juniors now are on their last leg and getting close to finishing their 4th lap.
Indeed.
This has been a really good run for the juniors, too. They're looking great. What were you going to say, Alex? Sorry about that.
I wonder where the seniors are at, right? They were the ones catching up to the juniors, trying to take that burger and beer away from them, but I haven't seen a senior
Where's your class?
In a little bit. Oh, but there's the alumni. If you see that red pickup truck, you know who they are.
You know, I got to give credit to my fellow alumni here in that, you know, this has definitely been one of our worst races in recent years. And, yeah, we're in the rear, but there's a pickup truck supporting people. I mean, the energy and camaraderie, particularly given the wide variance and the number of classes represented within the alumni, really impressive and exciting.
Yes.
So we should pat ourselves on the back, even though I had nothing to do with all that. I'm just here in the city.
Hey, you're an alumni, man.
I count. I'm a part.
This is your fam.
juniors obviously here, running down the binary walkway near the CWRU sign. They are closing in on finishing their 4th lap. They, right out of the gate, were up early with the faculty leg. They've maintained the pace since. They've even extended their lead. The juniors had a fantastic 4th lap, and as they close out and do a handoff, they're looking at a time of 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 10 seconds, if we're counting seconds now too. If we're looking at that timing, that was under the 25-minute target time for a leg. Again, if you missed it earlier, the target time that we were looking at for them to win was 2 hours 5 minutes, which would be 25 minutes per leg and 2.5 minutes per runner. Right now, they're looking just behind what that pace would have been from last year, but very, very close to it. It's going to be hard to make it up now that we're at this last phase of the race with just one leg left to go, or one lap left to go, I should say.
It is really running by this race. It is just flying by. It's going by so fast. And again, we see this alumni here. I think, yes, alumni running down Delbert Road. And it appears that quad view was of a junior, I think, running past the quad there. Or I might see them run around this corner. But yeah, again, really appreciate the different takes we're able to really get a good grasp on the race, right? And again, shout out to everyone in Jolly, everyone listening to this live stream from wherever you are, right? This live stream can go anywhere, all around the country, all around the world, cheering on the Hudson Relays, a 116-year-old tradition here at Case Western. 163, which is 163 live viewers right now. It could be anywhere right now. So it's amazing. Thank you all for coming in and watching this live stream and really, staying with Case Western wherever you are, however long it has been since you've been on campus, being able to join this live stream and really see what campus looks like now and get a feel of what the community is like now is I'm sure an amazing experience, right? So shout out to all of those viewers out there. Special shout out to my family back in New Jersey as well. Hi Michi, my sister, and my parents, and enjoying this, again, amazing crew tradition as runners run past amazing iconic buildings around campus and University Circle community. Right now we have the junior approaching the bridge between the quad and Fribley, and we have this alumni running right past the KSL Oval towards the Mather Quad.
As we're looking at this here, that they're running through that little gap between the Twing and Tink buildings. We haven't talked a lot about the Tinkenville University Center or Tink yet, but that is an absolute hub and hotspot for students, obviously. It was named after Tinkenville II, a 1937 graduate of the Case Institute of Technology, who donated $20 million to build this. It opened in 2014, intended to serve as a bridge between the east and the west sides of campus, and it definitely does that.
Oh yeah.
It's right in the heart of campus, right in between. It's open 24/7, and it is eco-friendly. It was awarded Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, or LEED, gold status from the U.S. Green Building Council, so environmentally friendly, and frankly, that was my favorite spot to hang out when I was a student, see friends. Also because of USGB's student government, I was in the USG office there all the time. So I love Tink. If you have to ask me what building I'm most fond of, ironically, it was probably not PBL, though obviously I was there for 4 years. Tink was my building. How about you? What's your favorite building, Alex?
My favorite building? Yeah. Oh, you can't do this to me, Alex.
I have to. You have to make. You only have a couple of weeks left to make a call.
Yeah, okay, I'll take it. It's Twing. Twing Center has to be my favorite building. Yeah, I
haven't heard that a lot.
Yeah, I love Twing. I think Twing has what Twing doesn't. Twing has what Tink doesn't. I think Tink is a little bit more modern, a little bit, in my head, colder. Twing is a little bit older, right? So, that's not always good, but it feels warmer. I feel like the atmosphere in Twing is a little bit more homey, more cozy. And I find myself going to Twing more because I'm able to kind of find these little nooks and study spots in Twing where I don't get distracted by passerbyers, right? Because Tink is very, very busy. And, Tink has the closest thing we have to a food court, I would say.
Yeah.
And I wonder how it's changed throughout the years. I know right now, and you might be surprised with this, but we have a couple of restaurants in Tink that provide students with meals through the meal plan, right? We have Chula, which is like an amazing Indian cuisine. We also have Met 23, which is Mediterranean food, lots of pita bread and different vegetables as well. And we have Dunkin' there. The Dunkin' that used to be next to where the bookstore used to be on Euclid is now in Tink. And last but not least, we also have PK, which also has some great food there to offer. So
nice. I'll get back to that in a second because there are some changes, but I really want to talk about this shot here because the first years, I said it before, where are the seniors? We both said it. We know the first years were having a little bit of a good run. The first years have now just usurped the seniors. let's think back to lap 1. At the end of lap 1, the first years were a minute behind the seniors and in 4th place. The first years have now vaulted from 4th place to 2nd place. This is a resurgence. Unfortunately for them, though, the juniors really sped up and the gap is only widening. I think the shot of them getting first place is, the race is getting close to the end here, and we're nearing impossibility, I would say.
And for quick reference there, you see on your left, you have the first years right in the North Residential Village approaching PBL, and on the top right, you have the juniors on top of the hill in Southside approaching Overlook Road to start going down Edge Hill Road, down the hill. So
great call out. So if we're thinking about the gap between them, right, the first years have to go all the way back to Mather Quad, up to the Rock, then cross the bridge, go up the Elephant Stairs, go around some Little Italy to get to where the juniors are at.
Yes.
It's a huge gap, particularly this late in the game.
What a great view of Peter B. Lewis Building there. And again, we have the first years going towards Mather Quad, approaching the KSL Oval, and later the Binary Walkway to do that handoff and finish their lap.
Been an exciting race so far. I know we talked a little bit about the food court and tank. So I was actually I was working on a project with the AK side, the consulting club here at Case, for the Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
And they were telling me about all those changes to Tink, and I got really sad because my favorite was Melt, the grilled cheese place.
Melt was great.
And it's
Melt
been gone
you.
for a little bit of time, I've heard.
Yes, it has. And I believe changes are coming at Case Western. I believe Melt you moved to Carlton Commons for a little bit there.
Oh,
and now Carlton Commons has a chicken and waffles place, I believe, too.
Oh, that sounds good.
So yeah, I don't know if Melt is still around, but I know while it was here, it was a great place to go to.
It was fantastic. Looking at the grad students here, that's Casey Groves getting an MBA from Greenville, South Carolina. Started at CWRU in 2019 as an undergrad, so been here 6 years and will be a double alumna in May. So congratulations to you, Casey. Thanks for representing the grad class here. Best of luck finishing out your leg. Now we also have the juniors in the top right, first years on the bottom right. That's our first and second place teams right there. It seems like we've lost the seniors as they've kind of fallen further behind. There we go. Okay, so it looks like it'll be a little bit closer here as the seniors start to pick up a little speed on the last leg of this lap here. We'll see what can happen. We'll see. Sarah Albergaria from the seniors, representing them, trying to make up a little bit of time and get back to usurping the first years. Sarah's a major in neuroscience and dance from Portugal.
Sara is actually one of my closest friends here at Case Western, and her time here has been defined by the fact that she's able to just study not just dance, but also neuroscience. So following those two different passions and combining them in different projects as well. It's fantastic to see how strong as well the international community is at Case. So we have a lot of international students coming from all over the world. Like Alex said, she's from Portugal. She's from the Azores, which is a special archipelago off the coast of Portugal there. And she went to high school at UWC, the United World College. And at Case Western, we have a fantastic, very strong population from UWC, which is a high school, an international school that has different institutions and different schools in different countries. There's some in the U.S., some in the Netherlands, which I believe Sara went, and some all over the country as well, in India and China and other places. So the international community at Case Western is very strong, and it's good to have people from all over the world join us and learn alongside everybody here at Case Western.
That's a great call. I think for me, as someone who's born in Illinois, right outside of Chicago, I hadn't had that much exposure prior to coming to Case, and the amount I learned personally from being to interact with people from so many different cultures from almost every continent across the world and become really close friends with them, I would say was an integral and special part of my experience that changed my worldview, if I'm being honest.
Indeed.
So it's something that I think about and value a lot. For you, socially, are you generally trying to interact more with the international students, or how does it? Because I know it's kind of again, you spend a little over half your life in Venezuela and then the rest in New Jersey.
Yeah, that's a great question, man. And honestly, my career Case has been defined a lot by what I've been involved in. Before I even got here, the way I found my roommate, it was one of our friends. Her name is Laura. If you're listening, hi Laura. She helped me join a WhatsApp group chat with a lot of different Hispanic people that got accepted into Case. And through that group chat, I found my roommate, and they were my first big friend group here at Case. But then through orientation week, which is this amazing tradition that first years go through at Case Western, we call it Discover Week, orientation week, where they get tours of campus and they get to have an orientation leader, an orientation group, where they get exposed to what living in college is like and what campus life is like and what to expect during their first year here at Case Western. making friends during Discovery Week was also a big part, right? Those board games and card games in your rest hall after your long day touring and learning about different resources on campus and different buildings around campus. And here you have the handoff for the sophomores right on the quad, pushing through, working hard, still running down this race. But yeah, so I would say my friend groups have been defined by a lot of the opportunities and clubs I have joined at Case Western, some of them being the Archery Club, shout out Archery Fam, RHA, a huge umbrella organization here at Case Western that is kind of like a residence hall government where we plan events for residents. As long as I think the one that has impacted me the most has been Crew EMS, right? Case Western's own volunteer EMS organization that is led and run by students. So I would say my friend groups have really changed throughout the years, but I think that's a common experience at Case. When people find their passions, they find new people, and they connect through those, but they also still have those older friends that met through different ways, and then you have this connections and merging of different groups and orientations and beliefs and backgrounds that create our wonderful, diverse Case Western community.
That's fantastic. I want to talk with you more about that in a little bit, but I think we have a student interview ready, so I want to throw it to Nicholas Atchen to talk with one of our first-year runners.
Hey guys, we are still going strong out here. We are heading towards the end of the race, so if you're inside, start coming out to support everyone as we cross the finish line. I have Alyssa here, who's a freshman who just brought it home, not once but twice for the freshman class. Alyssa, how was it running twice?
It's been so fun, Nick. I've had such a blast running twice, finishing twice. It's just been awesome.
That's great to hear. I hear you have your friends cheering you on today. How would that feel?
It was so good. It was just nice seeing everyone clap and cheer and bring the enthusiasm to the Hudson Relays.
That's great to hear. Now, the juniors are a little bit far ahead. Do you think someone in the other class, maybe the freshman class, can pull it off? And is there anything the freshmen might have in store to pull that victory?
I think we can do it. We're in second place now, which is awesome. The juniors are a little bit ahead, but I think we can do it if we dig deep.
That's perfect. And once again, we are heading towards the end of the race, so feel free to come on out to the finish line now. And back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate the interview. It's great to hear from you. So we heard some optimism there from the first-year class. Unfortunately, I have some numbers.
Oh,
Alex. That's my problem.
Alex.
I have date. I do date all the time for my job, and I'm numbers obsessed. And this is a case where I probably just should shut up and not say numbers, but I'm going to.
Here we are.
So, an hour 42 is the junior mark after the fourth lap. And then the first years actually in their fourth lap had a horrendous showing. It was nearly a 30-minute lap. Again, we want ideally 25. They are a full 8 minutes behind the junior class. The seniors also are now 9 minutes behind, and the sophomores 11 minutes behind. So there is a clear third tier. I will say, the sophomores caught up a lot, and I should be nicer. The juniors are really dominant. The first years did catch up a little bit. It was really the seniors that fell off a lot. It was really your class, given that the seniors were in second place from the first lap through. They really fell off to third. But unfortunately, even though the first years surpassed them, the first years also had a really bad lap. It was just, you're seeing some fatigue set in for a lot of these classes. So it's worth thinking about it. The juniors are a clear tier one. They are going to win. Then as we look at the next tier, we have the first years, seniors and the sophomores, then the graduate students, and then the alumni. Top down, this is the closest race we've ever seen. And that is amazing to see. Every class, even grad students and alumni, dedicating themselves, getting excited, putting their best foot forward. This will be likely the closest time we've ever seen from 1 to 6, which is really exciting to see. And I know every class was vouching for the juniors to not win. But I will say they've put up a really good showing, and they're probably going to match right around what they did last year.
And that's what it's about, right? You got to show up, you got to put in the work, and you got to run those laps like it's like it's burgers and beers on the line. Am I right? That's what it is.
There are stakes.
That's what it is.
You're absolutely right. And look, as I said before, my years announcing, I've never seen a race where there were like real stakes that a class could win on that were on the line. The juniors, if they win, will get a burger and beer dinner at graduation. And then if they win again next year, they could substitute it for a steak and champagne dinner. Now, the last time a steak and champagne dinner has happened was 2011. It would be 15 years since it last happened. If the juniors close out this race, as they should, but we'll see, never over till it's over, and if they win again next year. But as we've already established, Alex, the biggest wild card are the classes we don't know. So the first years, this is still early for them. Could they evolve? Could they shift next year? Then obviously, assuming the juniors win next year, The question really becomes, who are the first years? How are they going to look in the following year?
Absolutely.
And also, as Case approaches its bicentennial, its 200-year anniversary, as President Kaler outlined, the route could change for the first time significantly since 2009 and have a one-year only race from the original campus location in Hudson, Ohio to campus, which would increase the distance from 24.5 to 26 miles and be very complex to execute in terms of traffic and all that. But if they can make it happen for this special occasion, that could fundamentally change what the race looks like next year.
Absolutely. And as I was in the Student Activities and Leadership office the other day, I was hearing the talks, that have to do with the towns and the different municipalities that this race would have to go through next year, and they need to get approval from them, and they have to get traffic ready, and they have to get PD involved. So it's a very complex idea, and hopefully it comes true. But until then, to everyone that's working trying to make that possible, good luck to you, and keep pushing through to kind of bring this tradition back to its original purpose, right? Hudson to University Circle was the original route. And over here in the juniors on the left, you see Charlie Edmonds. Charlie is originally from Bethesda, Maryland, and he is a chemistry double major. He said his favorite spot right around Cleveland is the Highland Park Golf Course, so he is a golf player. Charlie is also in Career EMS, so shout out to Charlie and every EMT out there that is working hard, keeping campus safe, and he has passed on the baton to Ethan Richter. Ethan is a junior here as well, and he is representing his class, who again is in the lead in this race. On the top right there, is that a senior? I think it might be. Yeah. Is that a banana senior? A banana senior.
I think this is his third or fourth leg. He
we've
must
seen
be
this.
Drained.
Indeed.
Really tiring.
Hey, but this one, as you can see, is going downhill, right? So you see that golf cart driving downhill. It is going right down Edge Hill and approaching Murray Hill. And in the bottom right, you have the alumni. That alumni seems to be running past Castle Oval towards what is going to be that handoff again past Euclid there.
So yeah, the alumni are looking to close up their fourth lap here. They're going to be in many races we've seen alumni or grad students get lapped. So this is the best showing we've ever seen from those classes by a lot, and I'm really impressed personally by it. But when you're thinking about what the juniors are looking at timing-wise, the way this is going to work is there's always a president's lap. So when we're getting near the end of this fifth lap, instead of the race ending at the handoff at the Rock, the respective president of that COC class will then be handed off the baton and then run around the quad directly to the Rock to finish off the race. So you're going to see a slight route change when the juniors in green do get there, just to add a little bit extra time and make sure the class officer collective presidents are really well integrated into the tradition itself. The alumni here about to hand off, and they do just that. The alumni clocking in at a time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 36 seconds for lap 4. They're going to be looking at around probably 2.5 or so hours to finish the race itself. Juniors are still targeting that time of last year of around 2 hours, 5 minutes. They've had unlike the other classes, they've actually been improving their pace as the race has gone on.
Incredible.
It's been impressive. They could maybe even beat last year right now. There's a chance.
It's incredible the effort we're seeing from all of these runners, and again, it is necessary to commend them all for taking time out of their days right in this busy final season to come out and run on the Hudson Relays and representing their own classes and enjoying really the campus community and bringing this tradition to life through running, through working together, through coming up with those what do you call them? Their slogans for their teams, and really showing everyone around that the Case Rangers community is strong and proud of our traditions like the Hudson Relays.
You're absolutely right. I couldn't agree more. And again, this is the oldest programmed one on campus. I've said it a million times. I'll hammer it home again. We're at year 116. Think about how much can change in that much time, and this tradition still stands. And that's the beauty of it, right? It still stands. And we've talked a little bit already about how much it's changed over time. We've seen runners 100 plus years ago get disqualified. In 1942, the race was chosen to run with bicycles just to change it up once, right? It used to be hyper competitive, changing all the time. And it's just evolved to a point where now it's just this great unification of campus. And as we're looking at this here, this is going to be the graduate students. It looks like in our time away from the grad students, they must have fallen. They are now in last place, which would be more consistent with prior years. Just a little unfortunate for them given how great the start was. And the grad students are the newest class in this race as well. They began in 2009. So they were a new addition. They're going to clock in at a time of 2 hours, 1 minute, 38 seconds. So as we're looking at the gap between the juniors and the grad students, we're looking at just under 20 minutes. But again, historically speaking, at this point in the race, it's probably around 35 to 40. So this is a definite improvement in growth for them. It's just a little unfortunate, given that they were only 4 minutes behind the juniors and in third place at the end of lap 1, and then slipped to fourth place at the end of lap 2, fifth at the end of lap 3, and now sixth at the end of lap 4. It could just be that piece of fatigue. Many repeat runners compared to other classes, just harder to keep up. So, but once again, I want to say great showing for them and a massive improvement over years past.
Indeed, indeed. And again, you can see in the big screen on the left, the juniors, again, taking that lead. In the middle screen there on the right, you see the seniors running past that Case Western sign there into Euclid. And in the top right, we have a nice quad view of the newly remodeled sidewalks on the quad. I think were done last year. You can see the nice different connections that it goes to. And there we go. We have the grad students running past the quad. And in the bottom right, the alumni. You see that red pickup truck? Woo! That's who they are.
They are really the best at supporting each other,
yeah,
aren't they?
That pickup truck is running the race as well.
It's been everywhere. With multiple runners now in the back instead of just one.
Love it.
They're all doing it together. I mean, but when you think about it from a runner's perspective, that has to motivate you, right?
Yeah.
You're getting cheered on all the time.
That matters. It matters.
It does impact performance.
And then you can see in the middle screen on the right there, it appears to be a tour group having a tour of Case Western Reserve University. Funny. The iconic tour guides with their back walks, right, telling these people who want to see our campus and then potentially have accepted students among them are trying to decide where to go to college, Case Western being one of their options, right? So shout out to all the tour guides out there who keep our campus in people's minds and really put in the work and communicate and really inform those prospective students to make sure they're actually making the right choice.
What a great day for a tour this is, too.
Oh,
Getting to see all this happening. What a fun tour day.
Absolutely. And then again, juniors pass off that baton, and you see, what a view. You have seniors running right across the juniors. I think the seniors were, I don't know, they're still the second. No, we thought the first years are second, right?
First years are in second, seniors are in third. That's right.
It appears the first years are running towards Euclid.
Oh, wait.
Seniors are going towards Northside.
The seniors passed them up again, didn't they?
I suppose they did,
okay,
right?
So the seniors are back up over the first years.
Yeah, but still, again, that gap between first and second place was strong because, as you saw, as the seniors were running towards Northside, the juniors were running right past them towards the quad. So
we have a really speedy runner here for the juniors. And once again, let's go full screen on him if we can, because this is a big moment for the juniors, right? They're about to get to the quad, hand off the baton. We're going to see the president's lap after, and they're about to win the race. So I'd love to just highlight this moment as they are inching closer to finishing the race. As you see, the first-year class, as we've said, now in third place, just behind the juniors. From the first-year class, that was Adrian Donfack. But here we go. It's the juniors. They're closing in. It's their last walk down the binary walkway, and you see the fellow runners joining them.
The happiness,
they have
the excitement.
They are on track to succeed in their mission of running fast and eating for free with their burger and beer dinner.
Indeed.
Look, I've never seen this before. They really were committed to winning, weren't they? This is unbelievably impressive. They're cheering, but they still have a president's lap to go.
And as you'll see, once the camera changes, you'll see Aranka and Elena. Aranka being the president of CUC, Elena being an officer as well. Both juniors going to complete that president's lap and again solidify their reach, their obtainment of the burgers and beers that have been promised by the Case Western administration for those classes that win 3 Hudson Relays in a row.
So the way this lap works is it's just down the quad and circling. So there's no more going around any other parts of campus. This is it. The focus is on the quad here. Aranka running the lap. She's done this, I think, twice before, and every single time she has been in first place. This year's gap,
what a track record.
even larger than years past. In their first year, when the class of 2026 were freshmen, they won just narrowly with a time of 2 hours and 13 minutes. Last year, when they were sophomores, the class of 2026 boosted their time by 8 minutes to get to 2 hours and 5 minutes. This year, their time's going to be just slightly slower than last year, but it is still a fantastic showing. And They are well above the other classes. I would project that 8-minute gap will probably even grow this year.
It's crazy. It's crazy to see that, right? As the juniors get older, they get faster.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
It's impressive. They're closing in now. Araka is closing in.
You can hear the cheers. You can hear the crowd waiting to see her reach that rock, right, where the winners of previous years have been engraved.
Yes.
And it appears
history.
The class of 2026 is once again going to earn the spot on that rock with the addition of the beers and the burgers.
Folks, here are your winners of the 2025 Hudson Relays. The time's official when you touch the rock, and there it is. With a time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 18 seconds. The junior class, the class of 2026, have done it again. The burger and beer dinner upon graduation is secured. If with a win next year, they have a chance for a steak and champagne dinner. Not only have they won, but they have won dominantly. They have won and showcased that they were committed to showing that nobody can compete with them. Congratulations to the class of 2026. And keep it with us, everyone. We're going to show you celebrations. We're going to make sure all the other classes, you can see their finishes as well. So don't turn it off now, but huge congratulations to the junior class.
It's amazing. It's amazing to see the happiness, the smiles, the cheers, the jumps, the celebration, right, after running multiple legs, each runner, right, trying to make sure to run as fast as they could, and it paid off. It paid off. They did it. They finally did it. They finally got their to where they can get the burgers and beers, right, and they're one step closer to how that runner mentioned it before, their goal, which is not just steak and beers, not just burgers and beers, it's steak and champagne, right? So here we have different views of the junior class right after the binary walkway where the rock is, again, engraved with the years of previous winners of the Hudson Relays.
Amazing. And right, this is when we talk about the history of this race, that is a tangible piece of evidence to it, right? A class number and the year they won the race engraved in a rock literally until the end of time.
Mm-hmm.
How amazing is that?
Mm-hmm. It's great to see. And not only is it going to be there forever, it is in a spot where everyone gets to see it. It is right across the president's office in the Delbert Hall, right? It is on the quad right past the binary walkway. Most students are on that quad taking different classes there. But right now we're taking a nice view at the first years there on the left and the seniors there on the right.
Now,
sure.
Oh, yeah, go on.
I'm not sure if this is the runner, however, because I don't see the baton. But on the right, definitely the seniors running right down. It appears to be Bellflower, I believe.
Not 100% what the street is from that angle, but looking like the pace is slowing just a little bit here.
No, not Bellflower.
Trying to catch up a little bit. Now Bellflower.
I think it was Wade. Yeah. It was Wade Park.
Yeah. So,
Wade Park.
That's right.
Turning right into the Sustainability House, and they're going to pass right now SDJ, the Stephanie Tops Jones Residence Hall, and then Clark Towell, and kind of keep going around the North Residential Village there. And for the seniors, we have number 47 running for the seniors, who is, let's see, well, here it says Allison O'Rourke, but I'm not sure if this is true. However, the senior over here is running right past SDJ, and really, again, trying to take it home for the seniors one last time before we graduate, man. Appreciate running. Appreciate representing the class of 2025 on these amazing Hudson Relays with this weather that is, again, not rained, which is honestly all we could ask for. Yeah, it was not looking great. There we go. And it has moved on. We have the next senior there grabbing that baton and running again past Wade, the Wade Commons, one of our most centric locations in the North Residential Village, and going down East 115th.
That's Tejaswani Rane getting an MBA in Business Analytics from Mumbai, India. Favorite place in Cleveland is also the Botanical Gardens. It has to be a favorite, especially if you're on campus here.
Great place.
I mean, having that place be free and walkable is so nice.
Here at University Circle, Case Western students are exposed and really have access to amazing cultural centers like the Cleveland Museum of Art, like the Cleveland Museum of Natural History, as well as the Cleveland Botanical Gardens, and also the Western Reserve Historical Society and the Museum of Contemporary Art right on Euclid. So University Circle is really an amazing cultural hub here in the Midwest United States.
You're absolutely right. I could not agree more. As we're waiting for the seniors to secure their second place spot and finish the race, just want to give a huge thank you again to the Class Officer Collective, Eva, 300 plus runners, 55 plus volunteers. It takes a village. On that note, I also want to give a huge thank you once again to the Media Vision team, who ups the ante every year. This year, the first year ever with multi-view cameras, matching a high of 12 total cameras this year covering the race. Just every year it just gets better and better and better. Thank you specifically, Technical Director Davey Barris, Audio Technician Noah DeSantis, Production Manager Nina DeSalvo. Also, so many camera operators who have killed it this year. Thank you, Mike Becker, Byron Weems, Shayna Perlman, Andrew Majeski, Brandon Adams, Matt Triola, Jeff Casarda, Robert Benny, and Jake Kovitz. You make Alex and I able to look good. And we try our best. Hopefully we did. Thank you all.
As you can see there, the seniors are approaching, again, PBL, that building famous for having no right angles, or so they say. And approaching Mather Quad, and again, after Mather Quad, going to run between Tink and Twing. Approach the KSL Oval, go right up to Euclid, cross Euclid, go down the binary walkway. And that's where the President's Lap will start again for the president of the class of 2025.
Class of 2025 president is my former co-announcer, actually, on the broadcast, Iowa Conde. We announced together in last year in 24 and then also in 2022, her first year. So excited to see her run this year.
And there we go.
That's the handoff to Mohammed El-Ghazawi. He'll be running and then handing it off to Io. Mohammed, anthropology and international studies major with a minor in social work. His favorite memory from Case is graduating in 2 months.
I couldn't agree more.
That's really fun. Graduation's the funniest thing, right? It's this bittersweet. Oh, he's taking the wrong route.
Oh.
This is the first time we've seen it today.
I turned around.
There we go.
There we go. Someone caught him.
We've never seen someone run the wrong route today
That's
yet.
true. He missed those flags, but it's okay. He's right back on track. Right back on track.
But it is funny with graduation, right? Where it's like this feeling of, at least for me, I was really excited for the next step, super excited for my job, but it's this bittersweet of 4 years, core memories, people moving, and Case people come from a lot of places, and they also go to a lot of places.
Yes.
So it's not like your friends are staying, they're leaving.
Yes, and something I've also realized with my friends too, right? Like when you graduate high school, you have your home to come back to. When you have high school reunions, right, you have people kind of just coming back home to visit their family. It's where you grew up. It's where you're from. Here at Case, we're all coming from different places, and the only way to come back is as alumni, right? Alumni events and all of that, but we don't have that home in common anymore. So keeping that in mind, it is a bittersweet time because we get to start our next chapter in our lives, but potentially we might be saying hi to some people that we might not see again. However, it's great to also know that these people are going everywhere, right? So we're going to have friends all over the country, all over the world. We could always come by, say hi, and catch up, right, on the amazing things they've been up to. And also, remember, the amazing times we've had at Case Western, the amazing opportunities that were provided to us by our faculty, by the staff, by everyone here in the Case Western community that is always present for students and always cares about their students' well-being and academic success as well.
You're absolutely right. As we're looking here, let's focus in full screen on the seniors if we can. Would love to see that President's Lap. But as you said, Case, I think the interesting part is I was sad at graduation, but what I've realized, as you said, is people are across the world, or at least the country, but probably the world, and you can stay with people all over and see them, and the people that really mean the most to you and who you really care about and care about you, you're going to stay in touch, and you're going to see the relationships blossom. This is my whole 3 years of wisdom speaking. I have so much.
My old friend over here.
Thanks, Alex. So the President's Lap's begun here for the seniors. We're looking at Iowa Conde running there, the class president, who killed it announcing with us in 2024 and 2022. And as we're seeing here, the seniors have never quite been able to win a race in their time here at campus, but a solid showing this year. As we looked at it, as we're thinking about it, the time they're going to finish with would only have been probably 3 or 4 minutes short of what the current junior class, the class of 2026, needed to win their first year. But obviously the juniors have just gotten so much faster that gap is widening. A good call there to focus on the first years. I didn't realize they were getting closer as well. So it looks like it is a tight race between the first years and the seniors. And then we're going to see here the grad students just quite a bit behind a little bit. So here are the seniors. They're nearing the closing out of this lap here. They're fighting to finish this up.
Look at that crowd cheering them on.
Strong. Look at that. That's the camaraderie we need from this university. Tap the rock. Time is
there you go.
final. The seniors have completed the 2025 Hudson Relays. Final time, 2 hours, 16 minutes, 25 seconds. We're looking at a 9-minute gap between them and the juniors. So that's the most dominant showing we've actually ever seen from the class of 2026.
There you go.
It's just gotten wider every year, which is impressive. But the seniors, again, with a good time. What a great shot. Right as we get the first years getting the President's Lap started. From the first years, we're looking at Johan Laria, who's going to be running this lap for them, I should say.
Johan is an absolute legend here as a first year. He has made an impact in COC, and he is also, again, a Case Western EMT and also part of the ATEAT lab here at Case Western. We have students who are doing it all at the same time, and it's amazing to see how much they grow, how much they develop throughout the years. And Johan as a first year has a fantastic path ahead of him these next 3 years at Case Western. But look at him run. And then on the right, you see the sophomores, right, catching up to the first years there, running between Tink and Twing, approaching KSL Oval. And then on the bottom right, you have the alumni who are still in this race, are running past Mather Quad, approaching the North Residential Village.
And the grad students are just behind the alumni. So it's tight between the both. Or excuse me, the alumni are just behind the grad. No, yeah, I was correct the first time. The grad students are right behind the alumni. I was getting my
And there goes Johan.
Oh, look at that. Alrighty. First years have finished the race. Overall, solid showing. Probably we're hoping for a little more if we had a guess, given those are first time, but a really good showing. Time of 2 hours, 17 minutes, 49 seconds. That puts them at about a minute and a half behind the seniors and about 10 minutes behind the juniors. Look at that celebration.
I know, the energy is real. You can feel it through the screens, but here are the sophomores approaching, again, that President's Lap once they cross Euclid here. And again, a quick shout out to all the people helping out with traffic, PD there, everyone really helping out, making sure that the runners are staying safe in these busy intersections. Shout out to all of you all. Appreciate you being out there and making it possible for the runners to just focus on the race and focus on running, right, and dedicate their time and efforts to keeping this tradition alive. And here, the sophomores approach the passing of the baton to the president, who is...
So that was Michael Rinderly here finishing up leg 49 for the sophomore class. President's Lap will be run by Praveen Suresh Kumar from the sophomore class, trying to close this out strong for him again, right? Like, you want to win, you want to support, but ultimately what this race is about is supporting one another and camaraderie and unity, and that's what we're seeing is everyone is cheering each other on, right? That's what this race is really about, and he's speeding through this. I think he's going to finish this one in no time.
Oh, yeah. Holy heck.
That is fantastic. So then as we're thinking about this here, juniors 1, seniors 2, first years 3, sophomores 4, grad students and alumni are both going to be competing for 5th place. And again, they're a bit behind, but much less so than years prior, as I've said many times. So overall, they're probably that 3rd tier, the 2nd tier being the seniors, first years and sophomores, and that 1st year being the juniors. But solid showing really across the board this year in a really entertaining race.
And again, something new about this race was being able to actually see those runners on the Zoom link as they were running the race and before the race and after the race, right? Being able to get their perspectives. And here we have the sophomores, their president, finish it all off for the class of 2027.
Great shot here by the Rock.
There we go. Sophomores are done. 3 classes in.
2 hours, 19 minutes, 57 seconds for the sophomores. Finished out just about 2 hours, or 2 minutes, I should say, after the first years. Solid showing for them. There was definitely, I think, hope from them in that if they won this year, they were still eligible for a burger and beer dinner. But couldn't quite make it happen. You're going to see everyone supporting each other, all the current students. All we have left would be the alumni and the grad students.
And again, as you see in that picture right there, you see the people with the neon shirts. Those are your volunteers that have made, again, this possible. Around 55 plus volunteers have showed up early to, set up those flags, set up the food, make sure the runners stayed in the right track. So shout out to all the volunteers that are giving up and volunteering their time to make this tradition happen and keep it alive. And obviously you have some pictures from the class officer collective, the different years. You have the sophomores there in the red, the juniors in the green. And just the supportive Case Western University Circle community there, supporting one of our, if not our, longest standing tradition.
Oldest program tradition in
go.
campus history. And we have the privilege of announcing it.
Lucky us.
I know. Live shot of the quad here, some runners waiting, everyone supporting one another. This year really special in that We're 1 year away from the bicentennial of Case Western Reserve, in which the race route could potentially change, celebrating 200 years of history. But this year, I think another unique element is just the support campus-wide and a really built-out Jolly Scholar Watch Party.
Oh, yeah.
Tons of runners, tons of food. It's
Everyone
exciting.
at Jolly, hello. Keep partying out there. It appears once this race gets going. Here we go. Once this race is done, I'm assuming they're going to head over to Jolly and really get that party, keep it going, keep it rolling, right? But again, it was really nice talking to you all. And again, this is Alex Gold over here, 7-year veteran announcer of the Hudson Relays over here. Shout out to him for being able to put this together. I'm going to show you. I'm going to cheat. Look at all these notes. This man did his research.
I
he was
have
ready.
printed packets for you. I have printed packets for you.
Shout out to Alex for making this an amazing
Thanks,
announcing gig for me and just keeping this going.
I appreciate that, Alex. That's really nice. And, you know, I'll be sentimental soon. We're not done yet, though. We're not done yet, which is good. I think we'll wait a little bit more to see where the alumni and grads finish. But also, we have an interview with Nicholas and the Class Officer Collective President. Let's start with you, Nicholas.
I'm here for Ronka, Hudson Relays extraordinaire. Not only did you help organize this, you brought that victory home. How did it feel to be there with the rest of your class celebrating that victory?
It felt awesome, you know, having everyone just like being such a big support system, as this class has already won like 2 years in a row. Freshman year was kind of a shock to us all winning, but I think as the years have gone by, it's like, okay, we need to start training for this. Like, we are hoping that we are going to win. We've had people training that have signed up for like months in advance just for the Hudson Relays, and it's awesome to see just the camaraderie between our class. Like, that's been the highlight, I think, of Hudson's in the past and this year, is that you see everyone running together. It's so, so nice to see. And I'm just so grateful that I have like such a great class and such great school spirit, honestly. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And now, do you think that the juniors, well, not to be seniors, will pull off the final victory needed for that steak and champagne dinner?
I have to say, I have, without a shadow of a doubt, complete confidence in the class of 2026. So yes, to answer your question.
Perfect. Well, that's great. We thank you for all that you do on such a lovely race weekend. Yes, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Nick. I have to say, Nicholas, first year, doing this right out of the gate on the broadcast, absolutely crushed it. I love the questions you asked. I love the insights you provided from those runners. It's great to have you out there, Nicholas. First year finance major from Scottsdale, Arizona. Hopefully you're back next year. You killed it. Kind of funny to hear from Aranka, though. I'd be interested in your opinion on this, Alex. She's feeling some confidence, and I get it. It's been 3 years in a row, but next year the route might change. There's going to be a new class of first years. And though they did train, they finished 2 minutes slower this year than last.
Alex, those are all great points, right? But they still won, right?
Yeah,
so it's important to keep that in mind. But not just that, but also the fact that, as she mentioned, it wasn't just I'm going to show up and I'm going to run this thing because I want to. It was months of preparation. It was months of signing up early and making sure everyone understood what their role was in this team effort, right, to get those burgers and beers. And if they keep that same passion going, right, I can only see them doing even better next year. But as you said, they slowed down a little bit this year, so maybe they gotta think about how they're training, because it was good enough for this year, but maybe those freshmen next year, those first years, we don't know. When they first came here, right, the class of 2026 blew everyone else out of the park. So I don't know. Maybe it's a good strategy they've got going. It's worked so far, but will it work next year?
I guess we'll see. You bring up good points. I like that you're playing devil's advocate. It's true. It's like they have been dominating, right? They won by 9 minutes. Like let's zoom out here a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was a good showing. They clearly were really invested. They wanted to secure something, and they did just that. So a huge congrats to them once again. They absolutely crushed it. Not sure. Do we know where the alumni or the grad students are?
I haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah, are we? Looks like they're. What's happening here is the pace is slowed a little bit. So
fair.
They're not
understandable
quite here yet, but I think we're going to keep it here, and they should be reaching this mark and finishing the race pretty soon. So that's kind of where we're at. Overall, would love your opinion, Alex. How quick? I know I said before, like it goes by so much faster than you think when you're on air. Did it fly for you?
It does. It definitely flew,
right?
man. It flew because we have so many different things going on. Here we see the alumni coming up fast, go towards Mather Quad, trying to finish this race strong, meaning that they have passed the graduate students. The graduate students are falling back there. But again, like you said, it goes by really fast because there's so much going on, right? You have us looking at the race and trying to stay on track and seeing who's winning, who's losing, which place everyone's in. You have the interviews going on with our wonderful Nicholas over there on the quad. We also have the actual runners joining in through Zoom and showing us what it's like to not just be in the race, but also having participated in the race and getting ready to participate in the race. So much is going on at the same time that it makes this announcement gig go by so fast.
It really does, doesn't it? I always say, like, this is definitely the gig that I'm doing where I'm like, quad cam. Shout out again, Media Vision. I've said it a million times, but the multi-cams this year, the quad cam, it's just been fantastic to see. But I think for me, when I'm announcing athletics at Case, it's amazing, and I always know what to expect because I've done it so many times in this race because it's only once a year, and because it is like, it's different with runners patching in so many components. It's just like a different type of announcing, and it's something I enjoy a lot, and I'm just glad to have had the privilege to do it.
Absolutely. And we got a quick snippet again of that red pickup truck that has been following the alumni through this whole race. So if anyone in that pickup truck is listening, shout out to you for supporting the alumni class of every year past 2020, 2025. So kudos to you all for supporting your class nonstop throughout this whole race, right? And again, the squad cam, you get a great view of the this alumnus running right between Tink and Twing. You'll see them on the top right there. Soon coming right past that spirit wall again that students utilize to market different events, different initiatives, and different advocacy as well. And as they approach this spirit wall, they're going to keep running towards KSL Oval, right? The oval that is right in front of our library here on campus. There we go.
That's Ron Lieback running for the alumni. Finally, there's obviously not a class officer collective president for the alumni, so they just get another runner to do that last leg. So that'll be James Stillay, who we'll hand it off to. Do we have a sense of where the grad students are as well? I know one thing oh, there we go. I think if we can pull up cam 4 there, thank you. There's the grad students there. So we're looking at the grad students again, kind of really tailed off quite a bit. You know, we're in 3rd place at the end of lap 1, tailed off a bit. It's just tough when there's repeat laps and there's not quite as many people. And also, they're really busy getting PhDs and stuff, right?
Are you kidding?
But this was a great showing for them. It really was. We didn't see any team getting lapped, and this is the first time that's never happened in my 7 years announcing.
There we go. There's Ron crossing that, again, busy intersection between Euclid and Adelbert Road, and he is running up the binary walkway, trying to make his way through that busy crowd there to hand off that baton to that last final lap by the alumni on this Hudson Relays in 2025.
We are getting a little closer to the end of this race here. Obviously, the party's going to keep on going if you're in the area at Jolly Scholar. Watch party going on there. I know Alex and we're probably going to enjoy some food from there soon as well. Yeah. To be exciting. Whole crowd there now. And look at that, right? Even the classes who have finished, they're still supporting one another. They're still present. They're still there.
And hear them cheer.
That's what this is all about, isn't it?
Indeed.
Ron Lieback just handed off the baton there to James Soleil. James looking to complete that final lap right around the quad. Grad students speeding up a little bit, you're seeing as well on the right there, hoping to make up some time.
James Soleil is not just an alumnus here. He is actually the director of the Greek Life office here on campus in the Division of Student Affairs. James has been a fantastic advocate and supporter of students throughout his career at Case Western, so go James. It's great to see you finish out this lap, right? And here we have the grad students running between Twing and Tink again, approaching KSL Oval and later Euclid Avenue to get to the quad and have that final lap before they finish up this Hudson Relays.
What a fantastic race it's been. I think every year, you know, the unique part, I would say, from my point of view, is just that obviously I started not really knowing anything in 2018-19. Then there was the COVID year, which had it was all virtual. It was its own thing. The year after COVID, it was abbreviated. So I'm looking really 2022 is really the first time I announced a full Hudson Relays where I actually knew what was going on, I feel like. And it's just been such a privilege, I think, to see, 1, the evolution of the race, 2, the evolution of the production, and 3, just on a personal level, to see how I've shifted and see how I've evolved. And it's just been an honor, really. It's been an absolute pleasure to be able to see how it's all evolved and shifted, and it's one of the days I look forward to every year.
And here is James with the alumni, finishing up the lap and concluding the race for the alumni in this 2025 Hudson Relays. How was that time?
We're looking at 2 hours, 30 minutes, and 57 seconds. Didn't I estimate 2:30 on that, too? Okay.
You're right on.
Okay.
It's that experience, man.
Oh, man, I'll take it. So as we're thinking about 2 hours, 30 minutes, that is just about 23 minutes behind the juniors, which might feel like a lot, but again, as we're looking at years past, we're probably looking at 40-ish. So definitely catching up. The grad students here nearing the end as well. Once the grad students finish, it'll be all 6 classes completed. From the grad students, we're looking at, I'm not sure we know exactly who that is running there, but finishing up the leg, which will be exciting, and then handing off. They do have a president's lap as well for the grad students. It'll be to Nehal Nupnar.
And here we go, crossing Adelbert and Euclid going into the binary walkway. Again, right next to that wonderful, fresh out of the I don't know, store installation, that crew sign.
It is beautiful.
And we have this crowd
Tour
of tour people with name tags. I'm not sure why they're here, but they are, again, enjoying the Case Western atmosphere here on this Hudson Relay Saturday as the grad students are trying to finish the race through the binary walkway. There we go.
Fatigue setting in.
Oh,
Again,
yeah.
We don't know how many legs have been run so far. It's a hard race. These aren't short legs, especially if you're doing multiple. They can be a tiring day.
But you do have a crowd cheering you on, right? I believe that is what's pushing these grad students to finish up this race strong and really, really take it home, right? It's incredible to see, again, such great turnout for supporters, as well as the fact that, again, graduate students and freshmen and sophomores and juniors and seniors and alumni are able to join us all on this Hudson Relay Saturday. There we go. Final lap of the 2025 Hudson Relays.
We got a runner on our hands here too, don't we? Nehal, Polymer Engineering, PhD. That's what he's getting from India as well. Now, his favorite campus memory experience is the LeBron movie that was shot in a Delbert gym.
Oh.
Gotta love that. Local representation.
Yeah, and I've heard, can't say this is true, but I believe
he's taking a shortened route.
Oh, good. He's making it happen. He's making it happen quickly. There we go. You see him up there in the top.
That's funny. Well, they'll be finishing a little faster than maybe they should, but that's okay.
And that's okay.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Fast. Oh, I was saying, I believe in the summers here at Case Western, we host a youth sports program, and I believe LeBron actually attended this program when he was growing up in Cleveland, so he's an avid supporter of this program that we host in the Delbert Gym. Yeah, and there we go. The graduate students about to finish up the last lap of the 2025 Hudson Relays. There we go. And that is it. That is the end. They have done it. First place, we have the class of 2026. The juniors, we're getting the beer and the burgers. Who do we have after that, Alex?
Juniors, 2 hours, 7 minutes final time. Then the seniors, your class, they were fighting early, but they really just couldn't close it down at the end. Ended 9 minutes behind, 2 hours, 16 minutes. Then the first years at 2 hours, 17 minutes. Next would be the sophomores at 2 hours, 19 minutes. Then the alumni at 2:30, and finally the grad students at 2:33. Really, as we're thinking about it, close race, top down, exciting one. We've seen a lot this year. It's great to get a shot of everyone celebrating, supporting each other. The classes just bonding, building something, enjoying the time with one another. And there is the rock that will have the class of 2026 engraved in it for the 3rd consecutive year.
Incredible. Incredible.
Alex, I got to say, it's been a pleasure announcing with you this year. I know you haven't done much this before, but you crushed it. You did awesome. I love the insights you had. I could not have done this without you. There is so much that I am missing that you know. Now, before we talk, I want to throw it once more to President Kaler to walk through, and then we'll finish off the
Congratulations, that's your 3rd year in a row, which means next senior week, I'm either going to buy you, the entire class of you, burgers and beer, if you're old enough. And if you win next year, I'm going to buy you steak and champagne. So I think you ought to start training right now.
It's live stream, recorded.
The winning time was 2:07:17, which is not the record. Now, I'll tell you that the course changes from year to year, so the times change from year to year a little bit, but the record for the modern era is 2:01. So in addition to steak and champagne, you also can train for the record time in the modern era. So you got a lot to work on. I think you better go for a jog this afternoon. So thank you all for coming to this year's Hudson Relays. Rest, relax, take a nap, and then regroup at 3 o'clock for Springfest, which starts on the East Bell Commons. It's a terrific lineup of music, a drone show, games, food, and more. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, study hard, have a great rest of your semester, and I'll see some of you at Convocation on the 14th and the graduation ceremonies after that. We've got to record this day for posterity, so we're going to take photographs of each of the classes up here on the balcony, and then you can go on about your business. So you want to wrap up and show them the trophy? Okay.
Okay. Yes. Congratulations, juniors. We did it again. All right. If we could have the whole class of 2026 come up for the medal ceremony and to take some pictures, that would be great.
Come up around, come up around, come up the steps, and grab your medal, Who's taking the trophy? I want my food, man. Can I take this? I want to recreate it.
Wonderful speech there from President Kaler. Absolutely lovely to see. Also, the new context that there is a chance of both burger and beer and steak and champagne dinner. I didn't realize that.
Guess we'll see.
I think he was surprising us with that one.
Guess we'll have to see this year and next year what is true for the class of 2026.
Gotta love it. This is the class up there for the third year in a row. They're probably a little too used to this one, aren't they?
They must be. Look at that trophy, man. Look at those medals getting recognized again for their hard work, their hard planning, months of preparation and strategizing. And we hope they keep it up for next year, right? And try to really take that steak and champagne home with them next year.
Yeah, but gotta give them credit for now. They've really they've done what they set out to do, and they had it in their slogan. They knew what they wanted. Run hard, eat free.
It's always about that food for college students.
It really is, isn't it? It really, really. Honestly, I'm not even a college student. I still free food. I mean, I'm just a cheap guy, right? My problem is I just don't like spending money.
Yeah, there you go. But that's good for you, though.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Free food's the best.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Look at them biting those medals, smiling, celebrating.
And they can keep them forever, right? It's a memory of a time together with some really close friends when they were in college. Hopefully it's something to look back at in a couple decades and they're like, hey, that was really fun.
Indeed. Yeah. Maybe when they come back and run as alumni themselves.
Yeah, exactly. It's just lovely to see. Again, class tradition since 1910. You're seeing it on the sign there, right? Oldest program tradition in campus history. All that's changed, and this still stands. Huge thank you once again to Media Vision for allowing this to be captured now for the last 9 years, every year in a bigger and better way. Now, I think we've seen a lot of what we've needed to now that we've gotten to see the juniors celebrate, but before we wrap, Alex, I just want to thank you again. I know I said it before, I'll say it again. You crushed it. You added context I would not have been able to add, and it was amazing having you beside me this year.
Alex, it was a fantastic time as well. Again, my first year announcing ever anything, right? So it's been a fantastic experience, and the only reason it was so great is because of you and your guidance and your knowledge and how much you care about this race and how much you care about announcing, and it really flows through the energy, the positivity that you bring to the table. And it's been an amazing experience getting to see everyone run today, the different takes on campus, different cameras, different buildings, so much history. Again, thanks to your research as well as everyone else supporting us here today, making this happen. It's been an amazing experience. So if you're listening today, thank you for joining us today as well.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate it. To all of you, obviously, we have a whole year until the next one, but I hope you tune in then because we could see if the class of 2026 will secure the steak and champagne dinner, make it 4 in a row. For this year, though, as Alex said, I want to thank you all so much for being with us. It was a pleasure to announce once again, see the full Hudson Relays in 2025, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your days. Have a great one. Bye-bye.